7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 299. I'm your host, Travis. Want to welcome you all in here. We are back to wrap up Birmingham, Alabama, Triple Crown, ready to rip here. In studio with me, we got the one and only Mitch Payton and Cole Ugetti. Hey, guys, thanks for joining me here.
Glad I'm not in a wheelchair right now.
Cold spaghetti, hot
Cold
lasagna.
spaghetti.
Oh, boy, here we
Say
go.
hot lasagna?
Here we go.
At the track, I was either cold spaghetti, and then in town, this dude started calling me hot lasagna. He's like, fuck that cold spaghetti. You're hot lasagna.
Was that because you ate cold spaghetti?
Just cold Ugetti, cold
Oh.
spaghetti.
Did you ever eat?
Vomit on a
do you
sweater
eat cold
already.
spaghetti?
Huh?
Do you eat cold spaghetti?
I've had cold SpaghettiOs a couple times.
Gross.
It ain't
So
bad.
not cold
Gross.
spaghetti.
I don't eat cold anything,
Oh, okay.
basically.
Vomit on a sweater already. Cold spaghetti.
I don't eat spaghetti a lot to start with, let alone
Yeah.
cold spaghetti. So, anyway, want to thank everyone for joining us here. And before we get started, just want to do some housekeeping here. So, the show presented by our friends over at Rev X Products and Rev X Oil with their Max Power additive there. Have you? Oh, you got the 2-stroke, which these don't go in.
No, but I will give them the Willis fade.
Single cylinder 4-stroke motorcycles here, whether it's a pit bike, big bike, doesn't matter. Pick up your Max Power today. There's going to be a link in the description down below. And we want to thank RevX for sponsoring the show, presenting the show, and basically keeping these lights on above us here. Also on board with us here, and we'll get into some of this stuff here, NANO XTREME, Gutter Worx, Flo Racing, Holster Co., Alias MX. Is that it? I hit everything? I think that was it. I said NANO XTREME, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I
Yep.
mean, who else we got up here? Slacker? What's the deal with that?
Well,
That's kinda half
Slacker.
in, half out.
Slacker sent us a free one. We are slacking on the
Wow.
media
Good.
side of it,
Good.
which I'm
Good.
trying. I'm going to very much try to improve here.
Yeah, I definitely
oh,
need
you
to
know
set
who I
the
forgot?
sack on my bike, so.
Complete Racing Solutions, Coach Rob.
Wow, that is the worst one.
That is
to...
not a
is
great
gonna
one
be
to forget.
pissed.
Look, in all fairness, he part of his deal is he gets the reaction show, so he's exclusive on the reaction show.
Okay.
Complete Racing Solutions and Coach Rob. So anyway, thank y'all for joining us. Make sure if you haven't joined our members area, we do a Thirsty Thursday every Thursday, and I apologize to the members for this week, but I went home from work, watched a movie with the kid, and had such a migraine I could barely stand up. So there was no Thirsty Thursday this week, but you guys do get to watch this get recorded live after we do our phone interviews, as well as you get to the Thirsty Thursday live stream, as well as maybe some bonus content that I'm trying to work out right now. I'm working on it. I'm trying to make it more.
Are you always drinking in the Thirsty Thursdays? Or you just call it that?
I am drinking Coca-Cola only now.
Oh, good.
You're
I
off the booze.
no, well, not
He's
off
like,
the
whoa.
booze.
He's like, wait a
Pause. I still enjoy myself a tasty adult beverage. However, in listening to our boy Jace over at Gypsy Tales, I really started honing in on booze affecting your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I do not drink after 6 p.m. basically anymore.
What have you found?
Huh?
He's right on the money?
I
You
have
see some difference?
found that according to my sleep calculator through my Garmin stuff, it cost me 30 points. So
So how bad is 30 points?
So-
I don't have one of these fancy ass watches. I'm on the polar grind. over
okay,
here.
okay. So for example, in a normal day, I can run it all the way down to 5, depending upon how the day goes. If I get a nap in the afternoon, how much I'm actually hoofing around, I can run it all the way down to 5. I can recover to between 50 and 60. If I drink after 6 o'clock, not even get fucked up, just drinking, okay, cool, maybe a nice little head buzz at most, whatever, it will be 25 to 35 points is all, as opposed to 50 to 60.
So on this watch, you have points throughout the day.
Well, it gives you, so what it gives you is it gives you a score, right? Which is like, okay, what's your energy level
So
for
like
the day?
Tuesday, I'm a 60.
Yep.
If you get down to 0, like you should hang it up,
you've burned it, and I've never seen it at 0. It only goes as low as 5, as far as I know.
Okay.
I think if you get to 0, you're dead.
Okay.
So
I guess if you get to 5, you're cooked. Sit
Yeah,
your ass on
if
the
you get to
couch.
5, you're cooked.
And I guess
So
if it
sit on
hits
the couch and
0,
don't do a damn thing.
Sit on the couch, go to bed. Yes.
and if
Don't
it hits
even
0,
use your
won't
brain.
matter.
Yes, and obviously we live in the real world here, so
Yeah.
like there are days when I'm starting to get sick /
probably
sick
at
that
0.
you wake up at 5 and you just stay at 5 all day. You don't move. Doesn't matter how much you sleep, nap, whatever. You're just at 5 because your body's
Interesting.
fighting
I
stuff.
think I need one of these watches. Then.
You really should. I highly
sounds very
recommend them.
interesting.
I
Yeah.
highly recommend them because, like I said, there have been days I've gotten up and been able to see that I'm getting sick before I'm sick. Because you know how sometimes you wake up in the morning, you feel okay. By lunch, you're kind of like, man, I feel kind of weird. By the time you get to dinner, you're like, something's definitely happening inside me and I feel like shit right now. I will see that in the morning and then correct my day.
So how do you see that?
You go to your dashboard, which gives you your different statistics, right? It gives you sleep stuff, gives you your body battery is what I run off of, basically, right? Which is your energy level. It gives you your body battery score, gives you your stress level, right? So if I'm getting sick and I don't know it yet, I wake up feeling great, right? But by tonight, I'm going to be feeling like crap. I'm going to have body aches. I'm going to be developing a head cold, whatever. When I wake up, that energy level is going to be low and that stress score is going to be high. Why? Because your body is fighting that already, even though you're not aware of it. And so what happens is then it's going to run you down quicker, obviously, throughout the day because your body's working hard internally.
So if the kid's stressing you out, the chick's stressing
Oh, man,
you
there's
out,
all
it
sorts
shows
of
up.
there's all sorts of stuff that shows up on there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, you selling me. You selling me.
Oh,
on this
yeah.
thing. So I need to go to CoachRobStore.com. And do I have a discount code?
I don't know if they discount garments or not. I think they sell them, but I'm not sure if it's really
I
discounted.
really see what you were trying to do there. That was nice.
To be honest, I didn't.
That was like a layup.
Well, no, because I mean that was a good segue for sure.
I mean, it's
but-
great, but I didn't buy mine through Coach. I bought mine through Best Buy, but that was because I had gift certs for
Well, I mean,
there.
if I can support Coach, I'm down.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. If you don't have a way to buy it, where like I said, I had gift certs where I basically got my watch and I have the instinct scale, which links up to all that too.
Do you got to pay for software or anything?
No, you just run it through the app. I don't think I have to pay monthly for that. I think
Might
it's a
be
free
putting-
app.
If anybody wants a Polar, it's going up for sale.
Yeah, like Polar was great when I started. I used Polar, but then
I think
Coach
the whole
told me
show
about all
sounds
the data and stuff.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. I would probably nerd out a little bit on the data.
it is wild to watch. And like I said, that's where I started paying attention when Jace really started talking about that. And I started going, okay, let's really see. And like I said, there was one day in particular that the day before I had gone to bed with the same sleep score, slept the same amount of time, same amount of REM sleep, everything. And I had gone from like a 20-25 at the end of the day back up to like a 65. And then the next day I did the same exact thing, right? Workload was the same exact nap, same exact everything, except for I drank before I went to bed, woke up the next day, same exact amount of sleep, same exact REM sleep, like within 5 or 10 minutes, right? So nothing, not crazy different. But, and it was a 36 versus a 60-something. And I was like, oof. So now, since then, I do not drink past, like, my last call is 6 o'clock, right? So if we're, like, at an event and it's, like, 6 o'clock, I'm like, okay, cool, I can get one more, drink it out, boom, and then I'm good. And it has been wildly interesting to see because even like during the week, so the way my body works is like during the week I would really get worn down, right? So I would sleep a lot Saturday night or Friday night into Saturday, a lot Saturday into Sunday. I would get a full like 8 hours or whatever, right? Because most of the week I'm running off like 6 to 7 at most. And so then I'd start the week pretty high at like a 50 or 60. And then by the time I would get to like Wednesday, Thursday, just with everything, it was like I was topping out at like 35, maybe 40 if it was a good day. And now it's like I'm averaging like 45 to 55 most days throughout the entire. I'm starting the week at like a 60, 65. And so I'm averaging. So it's like higher. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. But again, I'm not drinking at all. Like, I'm not drinking here on Sundays. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I don't pull the booze out. I'm only pulling the Coca-Cola out, or like tonight I just got the water.
Yeah, you've been a little more.
And then like I said, like
Well, his liver's not
Thursday-
excreting like.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a little more
Nastiness.
tolerable, he doesn't have any nano painful takes.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Do you have a Rev X segment? Did you put a thing up?
Fuck, I didn't.
You better fucking.
I mean, beep.
You
I
had
didn't.
one
Hang on,
fucking job.
I'm gonna put
All right. Well,
now.
that has been our pitch for Garmin that doesn't sponsor us, so that's
Good
great.
job, guys.
First up, what we're gonna do here is our friends over at Alias MX are gonna bring you our friend Eric Grondall here. Hopefully, answers the phone here.
He is fired up. I guarantee it.
Dude,
His boy
probably just hard as a rock, after watching that last
I bet
night.
he's wearing his hat backwards like Chase did on the podium.
Oh, Lord. Chase, I listened to an interview talking about that.
with his chain.
A Lewis Phillips interview,
Yeah.
of course. The guy that talks smack about us.
Maybe he's not going to.
Did you
Yeah.
say Lewis Phillips talks
Yeah.
about us?
Uh-huh.
Hi, this is
100%.
Eric Grondall. Hello?
Yo!
Whoa!
What the hell? Why'd you guys do that?
My
at the
bad,
same
I
time?
forgot. I was just chilling at the dinner table.
Well, that's okay.
call.
We got started a little late. We were having some Bible conspiracy talk
Wait,
prior to
hold up,
turning the
hold
camera on. Oh, boy. Okay, Cole's going to
So
talk
are
now.
you at dinner to where you are having dinner with your family and we're bothering you?
No.
Or are you good?
No. No, I've been done. I've just been scrolling on Instagram,
Why don't you clarify before
procrastinating.
Travis took up all your time.
procrastinating cleaning up my mess from cooking.
Okay. All right. Well, don't worry. We're going to help you procrastinate a little longer here. Because we're just going to fire right off with that LE gear. Looks sick.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm very excited. It shipped out from our manufacturer last week, so should be here this week. Once we get it, inspect it, make sure everything's good to go, and it'll be available hopefully for April 1st.
Cool. Super cool.
So you've seen a sneak peek, or this is not
No,
the internet?
Starling wore it last night, you fucking moron.
Well, I did see him on the ground, courtesy, I think, of our other guy.
Well,
Is
we'll
that- is
find
that
out.
true?
We're calling him
Do we
next.
know? I don't know.
What happened?
All I saw was Kev and Starling were battling to the death for, I think, 19th and 20th or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
All I do is hear the crowd go, "Oh!" And then they come around, and it's Webb, and I see Starling on the ground picking up his bike in a bull turn, and Kev is midway through the whoops.
Oh man.
So I think there might have been
Oh,
a little
boy.
crime.
We'll see. We'll find out. We're calling Kev next. So
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you had the update from your rider or not, but
No, I have not heard anything.
Hmm.
I think Kev does kind of owe him one after what, Tampa?
yeah,
One of 'em, yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
right now it's still a conspiracy, and you know we love those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we're late, because like I said, we were talking conspiracy and religion, and then we got on a tangent about my Garmin watch. Are you a Garmin or a Polar guy?
Garmin.
That a boy.
See, I better
That
switch
see,
it
you
up.
better jump on the Garmin gangway here.
Oh,
Their
yeah,
GPSs are just a lot more accurate.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I like the data a lot better. Sleep score and stuff.
Yep.
That's not
Yeah,
it.
all that stuff is nice.
So yeah, no, because I was just talking about how I don't drink after like 6 o'clock anymore, and because I figured out how much it actually affects my sleep, and then we had to go into this whole conversation about
I was curious. I just
that
kept
and sleep
firing
scores
questions
and
off.
everything. So yeah. So anyway, all right.
Nice.
So did you go down to Florida on the off week, hang out with your boy, and like give him a pep talk here so that he knew to mail it in because he had the overall, or like what are we thinking here?
No, I did not. I did not go to Florida, but yeah, my guy got it done. So I told you, you just gotta be patient. He's gonna make it happen.
Is that like a I'm feeling it kind of thing when he switches the hat to backwards on the podium? Like,
No, he just
what's up
doesn't
with
care. Listen to the Lewis Phillips interview. He just doesn't care.
It's because he's from Illinois and he, like,
Well,
you know,
I've never seen him wear it backwards.
he
on the
channeled his inner Michael
Okay,
Jordan.
So what he said is that back in the day, his dad did not like him wearing the flat bills forward because it made him look gangster, and his dad didn't like that. So he
Sounds
always
like my
wore
dad.
them backwards.
That definitely sounds like something Kier would say.
So
Sounds like my dad. Most
he's
Midwesterners.
like, I don't know. I just don't care now, and so I'm just wearing it backwards. Now, I don't know. There's been conspiracy too reading into like that he just doesn't care, aka he's leaving KTM.
Well, he is
I
leaving
don't know
KTM,
if that's the
so.
thing too, but whatever. I don't think
like
it's as
KTM.
big of a deal as we're all making it.
Yeah, we're making it bigger than what it is, but it's just like I did notice that small
dudes
thing.
wear their hats backwards sometimes.
I mean, I just never,
Right?
I've never seen him do it though.
Oh my God,
I
Chase
mean,
Wars. What does it mean? Read between the lines.
I wore mine backwards rollerblading yesterday.
I mean,
at
when
the
I'm
roller
feeling
rink.
sick and I'm going to a party, I flip it around backwards. It depends on my mood. You know
I
what
wish
I'm
you'd
saying?
flip it around backwards more often, so I didn't have to look at it. But it's okay, whatever.
Or just don't wear a hat.
Yeah, brother, you should put a hat on.
Thank you. I
you talking
know.
about his bald
I'm well
spot?
aware.
That
I
was
walked
I was
out of the
talking
house.
about the whole Worx up
I
there.
walked out. I walked out of the house without it. I don't give a fuck.
Rogaine.
All right, so So what else did you think about that Triple Crown race last night? 450 thoughts here. Let's start with that.
450.
Yeah, the four.
Mookie. Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of a little bit of an uneventful night, I guess.
Thank
like,
you.
Not unless you're
Thank
Jason
you.
Anderson.
Other than unless I was just about to say, unless your name's Jason Anderson, friggin' gets cleaned out by Chase, gets cleaned out by Webb, gets cleaned out by the tough blocks. Like,
You think after the tough block, you think he just looked up and goes, "What the fuck is happening right
No,
now?"
I think he looked up into the
I
sky.
bet
and
he
was like,
did.
The universe got me. for
He's
all
like,
the shit
"Son
I've
of a
done."
bitch."
That was.
He's
probably
probably
I
looking
want
for
to know what he
Barsha.
was thinking after. Not only did Sexton get him the first one, and then Webb gets him the next one. I'm like, dude,
Straight up though, Eric.
he's
After
probably fuming.
Hey,
after the Sexton thing though, did you like all of us
Oh,
on
I
this?
text him.
Did
Oh,
you
I
kind of
text
go, "Ooh, that wasn't a good idea"?
he tried to get him back. Jason tried to get him back on that start in the second one.
He
Yeah.
did.
yeah.
He
He
tried.
definitely did.
And then Chase is like, "I'm just gonna send it into the corner and we're gonna hold it wide on the outside because I need to get away from this dude."
Look, I
Yeah.
don't see Chase make aggressive passive like that, but if you're going to throw a wheel in on somebody, that was a picture-perfect
Hey,
takeout.
look, the two guys
That
that
was
owed him
it.
one,
Was absolute. That's what I text back Travis. I said that was a clean takeout.
Yeah.
That's a clean
That was
sawzall.
executed so perfectly. I don't know what Andrew. Like, I think. I mean, I don't want to assume because I have not talked to Chase about this, but just from watching the past, handful of races, I feel like there's definitely something between those two because I feel like Anderson sees Chase and just instantly rides like a dickhead and
Dude,
tries to take him high and stuff, whereas other people when he's fading backwards, he just kind of doesn't really put up that much of a fight. He fights him off once, but Chase, he would go for the kill 3 different times, and I'm just like, what the fuck did Chase do to you, dude?
Anderson definitely was. He had his hands full with everyone. He had that happen,
Yeah.
and then in the second one, simultaneously, Mookie runs it in on him real hard, and then in the next corner, Webb gets him.
well, look, the two guys that owed him one, Chase owed him for Detroit, the bullshit that happened late in the main, and then Coop owed him for Arlington.
Yeah, that's what I was
so-
thinking of. That's what I was thinking
What
of,
Kupo
yeah.
going for?
for the Arlington situation in qualifying and the back and forth, just Ando being an
Oh, yeah,
asshole. So
forgot
it's like,
about
hey,
that
man,
one.
the two dudes, the Mookie one kind of, I mean, those two just been racing each other for a long time, so I think Mookie just doesn't put up with shit. But the two guys that owed him one got him back. So,
Everybody
like,
squared
hey,
up, boys.
we're good. We're cool. But in Ando's mind,
Yeah.
nothing's ever cool.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, I don't think Anderson feels that way.
No, he hates life right now.
This could be an issue here. This
Yeah.
could be an issue.
I mean, for
going
both of
forward.
them. I mean, honestly, everybody
yeah.
talks
They
about
both
like
cleaned
Chase.
him out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody talks about Chase trying to get back into this points championship, and now that he's cut it, almost in half. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, but now the Coop thing, and once again, we know Ando won't let things go. So if Coop gets a bad start and he's working his way through, and Chase is out front, Coop's going to go, well, I probably shouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't go with Coop getting a bad start. I go with Ando gets a good start. And
Really?
fades.
Because he got 2 bad starts last night.
I'm gonna go with Ando.
Yeah.
Ando gets a good start and fades.
Well, I mean, that too.
Anderson's starts have been good, but I don't know what his deal is. But he
He doesn't want to ride a
not-
Kawasaki anymore.
We have
He's
listen.
not-
Listen
Yeah.
up to our halftime show later. We'll discuss this.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a thought on that, but I think you're right. There is something between Chase and Jason because Justin Cooper was talking about how he was buried in the pack at Daytona, and Sexton put Anderson off the track there as well.
No way.
That's what Cooper was saying because then Cooper was like, and then Jason made life hell for me. I was towing behind Chase, and Chase put him off the track, and then Jason jumped in front of me, and it made my life hell.
Look, man,
And then I
Ando's
lost
just
my
sensitive.
toe, but
Anderson's just sensitive.
Yeah.
And maybe Chase is just like the only way to pass this guy and get away is to make it aggressive.
Well, and Chase is pretty like he's not gonna take shit. So like if Anderson's gonna dish it out, he'll give it back, and he has no problem giving it back.
Nope, no, he doesn't.
I think everybody's got a little bit of something with old 21.
And
so.
look, you know what? The tough blocks, they never lose.
Well,
Yeah.
so here's another theory on that. And I don't know if you guys caught it, and I don't know if maybe Eric caught it if you stuck around for kind of a little bit of the post-race show. They showed a different angle of Jason's crash, and it looked like the whole shot device was down.
I
all the
saw
way
that.
like
Oh.
3/4 of the way through the second
Yes,
rhythm.
I
Yes.
noticed that.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Like when he picks the bike up, it's still engaged.
Yeah, and somebody
Yeah.
told me it was because the tough block hit the button or something. I was like, "There's no way.
No way.
There's
That
no
would
way.
have to be such a perfect, like the forks were compressed and the
Right.
tough block hit it in.
And there have to be
then
such a motion of that tough block to put enough energy through that button to.
Yeah, it's
I
big
mean,
and bulky.
buttons have broken and gotten
That's
locked
true.
in before.
Yeah.
Like it has happened.
So yeah, I saw that and I
So,
was like, maybe that's
who
why
knows?
he ate shit, and he's really gonna be upset with the Cowie boys after that.
He's gonna.
really pissed off.
Yeah, he's really gonna feel like he's stuck in that box.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in a box.
Do you have any? Do you have any big takeaways from the 250 class last night, Eric?
Hammaker. I mean, he was
Yes.
he was
looked
impressive.
fucking good, dude.
I mean, what could have been if he doesn't go down in that first one?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And then obviously bummer for my boy RJ with getting caught up in the first turn and that last one and then losing the overall because of it.
Something about these
So
dudes.
that was a bummer, but he still gained valuable points on the points leader, so we'll see.
Okay, so who gets it? Who gets it done in 250 East?
Because we're about to have like
I
5
think-
mud races.
I think
Hammaker
RJ
then.
gets it done.
Okay.
Really, RJ over Vial?
Yeah.
Huh?
See, I would
Yeah.
actually give the nod to Seth right now.
So what does the points look like?
I don't
10
know.
and 13. RJ's 10 down.
I mean,
Seth's
Seth
13.
looks great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Just his track record makes me very nervous.
Yes.
Idea.
I mean, I'd like to see any 3 of them. I mean,
I hope that he makes it through the whole season healthy. And I mean, shoot, even if he won, I would be stoked for him because what like a great comeback story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, has he ever finished a Supercross season?
I don't
No.
I don't
so.
think he
No.
has.
no, he hasn't.
Yeah,
not healthy.
That would be pretty epic. And I mean, I've only talked to him like once ever before, but he's a really nice kid. I know a handful of people that know him, and were like that just had nothing but good things to say about him. So
So,
yeah,
If he wouldn't
I
have got
think that
food
would be
poisoning
pretty
in
cool.
Detroit-
yeah, no shit.
What's that?
If he wouldn't have got food poisoning in Detroit, I think Seth Hammaker's in the driver's seat right now.
I
Could be.
agree.
Could
So,
be.
so hypothetically, then, and I probably know that you're going to go with
How
RJ.
many points down is he?
13.
13. I think. What did he get in Detroit? Like a 9th or a 10th? Like it wasn't.
Well, he
good.
got a good start and then he faded. But
Yeah.
no, I think it might have been worse than that. I feel like he was outside the top 10 at one
Yeah.
point.
I don't know.
So hypothetically, then, Eric, and I feel like you're going to pick RJ in this, but I just got to ask. Hypothetically, we go into the last round, and it's a winner take all between Tom, RJ, and Seth, and they all got to lay it on the line. Are you picking RJ?
Oh, I gotta
Yeah,
go.
I'm picking RJ.
I got to go RJ after his performance against Levi.
Yeah, I mean,
It was so clutch.
yeah. I mean, I guess it'd be hard just because you feel like if any one of those 3 is gonna ride close to the red or go over to the red and learn how to stay on 2 wheels, it's probably gonna be RJ.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I don't see Tom going to the red,
no, he's not going to the
And
red.
I
This is
think-
my beef with him right now.
and it seems like
So
Hammaker.
Tom definitely will go to the red. I mean, based off his and Gert's MX2 battle to the death, it came down to the last moto.
Don't you feel like he's being
I
too
mean,
conservative right now, though? I know
that
he's
was
playing.
crazy.
I know he's playing the long game, but don't you feel like he's being too conservative right now?
Wow, how Justin's tune has changed.
No, man, I still love Tom, but like this is like I'm being critical of him. People say that I'm a homer, but like I'm critical of him. I feel like he's not. He's playing the long game, and I understand that, but I feel like there's times where he could have put a little bit more effort out there and not just gotten a third or gotten a fourth, and he just hasn't. But that's just me.
To me, it's hard to judge because like I feel like with like him on Supercross, I feel like he's like he either gels with the track and rides it great, or he doesn't, and he just kind of rides in like 5th place.
Like the first main last night.
So yeah, yep, or second main, I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I don't know. I still hope. I mean, any one of those three, I want to see him get it done. But I guess maybe selfishly,
Yeah.
I'd like to see Seth get it done since he doesn't have a title. But either way,
Yep.
Yeah, Seth's on record multiple
I
times.
mean, I
so-
like all 3 of those dudes.
yeah,
Yeah.
all good,
So-
all good dudes.
Yeah,
They're
they're,
not
all
hating
really
Deegan.
good dudes.
Okay, let's do a little bench racing here. Let's say Vial does Tim Ferry his way to this
here
title
we go.
without winning.
Here we go.
Where is he at next year?
Well, KTM.
What do you mean? Where is he at?
Where is he riding next year? Because he has to go to 450s
I
next
think
year.
KTM are probably lobbied for a new rule.
Wait.
There's like a new rule now where he can.
No, he's got.
No.
Travis is right. He's got. If he
he
wins,
wins this
Holy
title,
crap! Yeah,
has to
that
go
would be
450.
well, Chase is leaving.
Yeah,
so
wow.
Chase is leaving, so he's taking Chase's
Yeah,
spot.
I don't know if Chase is leaving. I don't see it.
negotiations are ongoing. Is,
Well,
is what I'm hearing.
So is he a money guy or is he a bike guy?
Tom or Chase?
Chase.
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 Let's ask. let's
He's
ask
a bike guy.
Bike guy over money.
100%. 100%.
Well,
100% bike guy over money.
Because Cowie will throw
That's
money
facts. That's his guy.
KTM's in a very interesting spot, not only because of everything that's gone on with them, but if you talk about the rides, because you got to think, okay, so like what is Chase going to do? Because I still believe he's going to go. If Tom does win, he's got to move up. AP's finally putting it together, but we know that he's been up and down lately, even though, he was really good at the end of last year. Juju, I think is actually, he's just staying. But then you got to figure what is going to happen with the Coonans. Are the Coonans still coming over? Because now there's talk that, and this has nothing to do with the Myrtle thing, now there's talk that they might not come over now. Because if Lucas doesn't want to go back to a 250.
Ah,
And if he goes over here, him going straight into 450 Supercross, even as young as he is not a good idea.
no.
I love Lucas Coonan,
No.
but him on a 450 Supercross.
Especially with the type of rider like
He will die.
He just absolutely sends it.
People think RJ is sketchy on a Supercross track. They haven't seen Lucas
Dude,
Coonan
how
ride
about
a
that?
Supercross
Yeah, I mean, it's
track.
going pretty well for Prado so far.
How about that?
Shut up.
How about that Sasha wreck yesterday there?
Dude,
Dude,
Sasha
off
is...
that-
That
He
was
did
gnarly. Did you see the one today?
Yeah, it was
the
bad,
one today
dude.
was even worse.
No,
It
I
was
haven't seen
bad.
the one today
Oh,
yet.
Those boys both hit the ground quite a bit. It seems.
goodness.
No, but Sasha's like rubber band, man. Like
Dude,
today, coming down...
Sasha's yesterday though was so like
Out into the
off
start
that hill
straight?
into
Yeah.
the start
Coming
straight.
the first downhill, ripped the
Yeah.
hole in the
Yeah.
second moto, coming down, cross-sweated, fucking tucks the front wide open.
I'll watch
Tomac
that later.
Wait till you
style?
see.
No,
yeah,
worse.
Travis. Wait till you see this one. This one is way worse.
I gotta look now.
And
Way
he just
worse.
he just gets up though, like looks around,
Hold up,
shakes
we'll
it
put
off.
on TV.
He
It
came
was-
back to like 13th or something
Dude,
like that.
he is wild,
With
man.
two broken arms.
Yeah, with two broken arms. Look, dude, Lucas had two broken arms, then he got them fixed. No, I mean the thing on Sasha is everybody actually was touting him more than Lucas when they came off 125s, but Sasha's just so much smaller than Lucas.
I don't know.
Yep.
Those two are gnarly. Anyway, back to the question at hand. Where's Vial go for 450s next year if he wins this title?
I would assume he stays at KTM.
So they're going to go with, let's just say everything stays pretty status quo. So then they're going to get rid of AP and go with
Yep.
Sexton and
Yeah, Sexton.
Vial. Interesting.
That's what I would see it as.
Interesting. Super interesting.
I don't know if Chase is staying or not.
I could see AP going
but-
back to Star.
Yeah, I could see
so
that.
Star's going to have 5 fucking dudes?
Then Cooper goes. Cooper goes to Cowie.
Justin Cooper's not going to Cowie.
God, I'd like to see Jay Coop on a Cowie though.
Jay
I think
Coop's
Jay
not
Coop would be
leaving
good on a
Star.
Cowie, dude.
Jay Coop is not leaving Star.
Or you know who? I had this thought last night while I was watching the race.
Oh boy. When you have
And
thoughts, it's never good.
so
Go ahead.
everybody always talks about Kawasaki kind of being a low end rear bike.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore,
Who sets
though.
their bike up like that? AP.
Justin Cooper.
AP as well. AP is always talking about
Choppered
having a
out.
choppered out bike.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
that could be a pretty good fit for him.
Huh.
I don't see. I could see Justin Cooper going to Kawasaki. I don't see AP going to Kawasaki.
For what reason you feel?
I just can't picture it. Like it just doesn't. It doesn't.
I can't
feel
picture
right.
Kawasaki wanting him.
I could definitely show you a lot of pictures of a Kawasaki with number 7 on it. And it looks
God.
pretty fucking good.
Wow.
Oh man, that's awesome.
No,
That is awesome.
I feel like. I guess I feel like AP's like his image, his
Yeah.
brand does not associate well with Kawasaki.
You think Kawasaki Cole,
Well-
Mr. Kawasaki over here that they would buy
I
into
don't
that?
know. We said the same
Look,
thing when
man,
he went to
here-
KTM.
Here's what I got to say about this. if, and I'm not the marketing guy, obviously, but Kawasaki did make an announcement about a two-stroke, right?
Yes.
All signs point that bike is going to enter the off-road GNCC market, correct?
Yep. True.
Who else would you want?
Also true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You might.
I mean, hey, I
not
could
be
be
wrong.
I could be very wrong. I could be very wrong. But to
this is the
me,
one.
That's the second moto.
my
that
personal
happens.
opinion, I don't see it. I do understand your point of that, but I could see them going after J. Coop before going after Plessinger.
Yeah, there's more, I think, upside to, or more longevity, I think, to J. Coop.
I just don't think that J. Coop goes because J. Coop's not chasing money. We've been having this
right, here it
discussion
comes.
all week. Okay, I'm watching it,
Are
dude.
you
But I'm
watching?
trying
Are
to
you
keep the
watching?
podcast going here. Like, yeah, I'm watching.
Dude.
Told
Shit,
you.
sorry,
Hold it.
we're watching that Sasha Conan wreck, and
He just-
holy shit, that was terrible.
That was bad.
Yeah.
You were right. That was worse than yesterday. That was way faster.
Yesterday,
than
he just went off the embankment and let
Yeah.
it start.
Both those
Holy
kids are
smokes.
ticking time
It's
bombs.
unbelievable. Anyway,
So fast.
shoot, now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I don't see J. Coop going to Kawasaki just because J. Coop, I feel like, is a guy that does not get out of his comfort zone, right? So what's his comfort zone? Star. He doesn't need money, so he does not care whether Star pays him fair market value for himself or not. If he has a bike that he thinks he can ride well and is in his comfort zone, which the Star bike is, I think he stays there, and that's why I think he doesn't go to Kawasaki. I also am not sure, with some of the conversations I've had, that Kawasaki's looking for necessarily a second-tier dude. I think they're looking to have two number ones. And Justin Cooper's not a number one guy, in my opinion.
Sexton's
Yeah.
the only number one guy open.
Sexton is the only number one guy open. But then again, if Sexton doesn't like that bike, then he probably won't go because that's what Eric's saying. And since him and Eric are best friends, then that's what I'm going with.
Okay, so back to that then. If he liked the KTM at first,
Yes,
how did it get so shitty so quick?
it's pretty
for him?
simple. When you ride a stock one, it's way different than a factory bike.
I guess you're
And
right.
the stock
yeah.
one might have been okay.
Yeah, like Cooper Webb in the press
Yep.
conference.
He
Yep.
didn't ride a stock one.
He
Well,
didn't.
fine, Eric. I don't have. Tell me this shit
Okay,
prior.
so that
Eric, you hold out information on me all the time. Then I say something. Then you treat me like I'm a dumbass.
It's kind of like when you ride a Worx
Because
Honda
I don't-
450 and a regular
hang on,
Honda
hang on.
450.
So that
Fuck.
fuels my fire a little bit. If he rode a factory one and thought it was good, how did it 3 months later get so shitty? I hate this thing. I'm gonna go around the woods.
Well, so I mean,
Go
without
ahead.
saying too much and
Nope.
throwing anybody under the bus here.
Spit it out.
No
Now-
one's
Now
listening,
you
Eric.
gotta say it.
No one's
you
listening, Eric.
you
Right
Yeah,
on.
nobody listens. Travis was only on the Daniel Blair show last week, so
riding a bike for 2 days, and based off what he was looking for to get like away from and what he wanted the Honda to be able to do, the KTM could do that. But you know, you only get 2 days on something, and you think that there's an endless amount of improvement on it, and then you get on it and go testing, and you're like, oh crap, this is the best it was. This isn't good. So I don't know. I think he knew he wanted change, and I think he also knew that Honda, you know, whether they tell him or not, you know, you guys are going to get the same treatment. At some point, the same treatment's not going to feel like the same treatment.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, it kind of happened with Kenny. So I think he knew he just wanted to be the number one guy somewhere. And I think he liked that bike the best of bikes that he rode.
Which that's an interesting thing too, okay? Because if we keep playing this what if game here with the Vial situation, so then you pull Vial up, so then Vial's your number 2 guy? If Chase stays?
Yeah.
Which
And
is weird.
I think
I think Vial
first
is a
year
number 2 guy,
Vial,
though.
I
Not a
think
450,
first year
probably not.
Vial is totally okay with being a number 2 guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
But
Because
then-
I think he'll know that he has to prove himself
Mhm.
on a 450.
But then
So
do they lock Vial in for a long-term deal and not Chase, and with the anticipation that Chase will leave, and then that creates a weird like there's a lot of weird things to this, right? Because then like whoever you lock in for longer, and especially if you think Vial is going to develop into a number one guy, well then that's going to create another weird situation there with Chase down the line. So maybe you kick the can for a year or two. That I don't know. There's a lot of intricacies to this that I just go. And if you're saying that Chase doesn't want to be an equivalent or / number two guy,
I mean, he never told me that, but that's just my assumption.
I mean, I assume that too.
Happened. I mean, look at it. Every top championship contender or past title winner, like they want to be the guy. They want everyone working towards giving them the best bike possible to go out there and do it again.
It just lays credence for my thought on he won't go to Kawasaki because Kawasaki's money's behind Prado.
You know what?
Yeah, I don't see him going to Kawasaki anyways because like you guys were saying with Anderson, they don't give riders a lot of freedom. Mm-hmm. They kind of tell you, here's what we're willing to do and change for you, but that's it. Like, there's no going and getting, different forks, different, special parts made by, a non-sponsor of Kawasaki. Like,
yeah.
A lot other teams will do that. Star will do whatever the hell the rider wants, literally. Yeah. Like, I mean, they came out and said, we'll let them try it and just to let them do it. And if they love it, then yeah, we'll do it. I mean, they're like, we know that they're going to hate it sometimes, but we let them do it anyways because they have to learn and understand that, how the bike works and that, yes, sometimes call it science behind, the setup of the bike is wrong and sometimes it's right. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's one thing I've always loved about Star is that they'll do whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of how the Geico team was.
Yeah.
They would do whatever to get the riders comfortable and happy.
Have you heard anything about what's happening with Husky, gas, all that stuff yet? Like, have you heard anything new about what's happening next year?
I've heard nothing.
You should call your boy RJ and see what's up.
Yeah.
RJ's on 450 this summer. That's what's up.
Yep. Excited for that. But, yeah, no, I don't know. I'm curious to see what the deal is. Like, are they going to get shut down? Is it going to be just KTM, or are they going to keep going?
I did see the production fired back up again in the factory.
But for KTM only, or for Husky and Gas as well?
I guess I didn't look too deep into that. They just said production was rolling again. I believe all of them come out of the same building, right?
No, they have a production factory in Spain for Gas, and then they have one in Sweden for Husky.
I don't know why they need to fire production up. They got, 250,000 units to sell anyway, so...
Well, they were doing some really aggressive terms. So,
like what?
Like as far as like financing and stuff like that.
Ooh, like what?
0% for a certain amount of time. At least that's what I...
Like for the entire time it takes me to pay the thing off, so it's same as cash, so I can just walk in, sign a paper, and leave? Because I'm in on that.
Hang on, let me pull something up. I'll pull it up. I had it.
Like, I'll go buy 2 or 3. Fuck it. We'll have bikes for years, man. I'm good. So
he's hood rich.
Yeah, dude. Duh, I got great credit.
Even a poor man can sign his name.
You guys got
0% for 60 months on 24 models.
Ooh, that's like what, 5 years? I could buy 3 or 4 for that. That's cool. I have brand new
$299 for 60 months on 2025s.
I don't need a 25. 24s are cool.
Okay.
You got any 23s? Will you give me money back if I take a 23?
Thought you were getting a Worx Honda.
Hey, you big baller.
Dude, I mean, I could get a Worx Honda too. That'd be great, but they're not offering 0% yet, I don't think. They're not quite in a spot.
Still a Honda.
if they are, I think at the lowest I've seen on them is 299.
Dude, are we having a hurricane right now?
Dude, I don't know. It's fucking raining like crazy.
Good Lord.
All right. You guys got anything else for Eric here?
No.
I know he's killing time because he doesn't want to go do dishes, but which I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
So, all right.
What was for dinner?
Yeah, what was for dinner? What'd you make?
Well, Sunday is usually our scrounging day because we go to the grocery store on Monday. So I was out of a lot of things. So I just made a burrito from. I had some burger meat that I made, and then I just made a burrito with avocado, white rice, obviously the burger meat, and then grated some cheddar cheese and mozzarella cheese into it.
Nice. Let me ask you this. Do you and your chick have like a standing date of going to this grocery store on Monday together, or?
Yeah, we pretty much, it's pretty much every Monday. Every once in a while we'll have to go back like once during the week if we forget something or if they were out of something. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, we try to keep a good schedule and, you know, get in a rhythm.
Cool. I was just curious.
Just get stuff done.
I was just curious. So, all right, man. Well, hey, thanks for calling in. I gotta text you this week. I need a graphics kit, so I gotta make something happen here. The kid's bike needs a freshening up for the summer here.
We can get it done.
Well, you know, it's a big one. It's a CRF 110, so you know,
awesome.
It's rough, but yeah, I'll text you.
Hey, you know, speaking of CRF 110s, you never sent me a picture of the one that you finished.
Ooh.
What one that I finished?
It's not that impressive.
The like PC bike.
I didn't finish it. I'm staring at the
Oh
graphics
my
kit
God,
right now.
dude.
I'm trying to find one. I'm trying to find one of that year to be able to put that graphics.
What do you
Plus,
mean
I need a seat.
find one
I need
of
a
that
seat.
year? Those
I need a
graphics are
seat
from
cover.
the 90s. You're not going to find
Those
a
aren't
90s.
from the 90s. He sent them to me 3 years ago. All right,
Eric's basically going, what the fuck is your problem?
dude. It was pretty simple. Okay, I went to build the bike. I got busy. Then by the time I had time to build the bike, the kids started riding the bike. I'm not building her a pro circuit replica fucking 110 to fucking ride. So she
Why
has
not?
because she's going to be like, Dad, what the fuck is this? And I'm going to be like, look, kid, it's way cooler than you think. And she's going to be like, well, I want it pink. And I'm going to be like, well,
Too bad.
fair. So that's
And
what
show her a picture of Jeremy McGrath with frosted
that's
tips.
what I'm going to need. On top of that, I need a seat cover to go with the Pro Circuit thing. We've talked about this, remember? And you were like, yeah, I think I got that blue. I can make it happen. And then that was
Yeah.
where that
Oh, so now you're
conversation
turning
ended.
it around to blame it on him because of the seat cover.
Well, I'm not blaming it on him. I'm just saying I need a seat cover to match that blue.
think you
I haven't
blaming
been
it on
able to
Eric.
locate
Yeah,
one.
I think you're trying
me
to
and
turn it
Eric,
around and
no,
put the
me and
blame on
Eric have talked about this, and then the conversation shut down because I didn't have time to build it or money. Got a house.
All right. Well,
shit
you let me
happens.
know.
Well, that's Mr. Awesome. For
Look, I'm
You let me know. We'll get that seat cover on order for you.
well. I need a seat cover. I'm gonna need 2 seat covers, right? So I'm gonna need a blue one.
Okay.
I'm gonna need one to match the kids' graphics here, right?
One Mr. Awesome right down the middle.
Because a red Honda seat cover with some pink and purple graphics are not gonna be a thing, you know.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
So yeah, so look, I'll text you this week. I'm gonna need some stuff. We'll make it happen. Shout out Adept Creative Co. Previous sponsor / kind of sponsor now, depending upon the week. Could be this week, could be next week. We'll call it this week,
yes.
because I need some stuff. Next week we'll go back to Alias because I'll need some stuff. See, we'll just swap back and forth. It'll be great.
Sounds like a
Sounds
tight
good to me.
relationship.
This is not complicated. Eric has multiple companies. We're supporting them by promoting them. And we will
about it.
not slack like we did with our Slacker sponsorship. We will make content for him and make it worth his while.
That's what I like to hear.
We got this. And I'm still waiting for that extra small gear for Cole, too.
Extra small.
You say extra small?
Extra small.
Yeah, dude.
Have you seen my belly, son?
Yeah, we're squeezing you in it, dude. It's going to be the most ridiculous
Even-
content ever.
Oh my god.
No, nobody
you
wants
want me
to
to
see
go
that.
fucking ripping with a muffin top?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yes.
Nobody wants
yes,
to
they
see
do.
that. No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I mean, people would laugh at that, but I don't think I got the self-confidence to do
I
He
that.
doesn't have the self-confidence.
I understand how this sells. We're going to need some extra small gear.
Who do you think this demographic
You
is
are
appealing
riding.
to?
Everybody.
Oh man.
Mostly
Just
the
go back on
Deeganites.
YouTube. There's plenty of videos of me ripping in my
The
underwear.
Deeganites.
So,
It's the Deeganites.
all right, buddy. Have a great week. I'll text you this week, man.
All right. Thanks for
Don't
having
do
me.
donuts
Yep.
in an R8.
See ya. Oh, my
Later.
God.
Jesus. Eric Grondall, everybody. Brought to you by Deb
You didn't say
Creative
you love
Co.
him.
and Alias MX. I know I missed it. Let's
Say
call
love you, miss
Kev
you,
real
bye.
quick
Oh,
here.
firing it right back up.
We're firing it right back
That
up.
picture pisses
Come in
me
hot.
off
I'm
every
gonna come in hot. I'm
Ooh,
coming in
okay,
hot.
come in hot. Here we go. Here's your chance. Here's your chance.
Oh, we picked up.
Are you coming in hot on him?
Hello?
There
Why'd
you
you
go.
say on him?
Coming hot.
Stop saying come in hot at the same time.
You said you were coming in hot. Say
I am
something.
coming in hot. So, was it a T-bone or was it the front wheel?
Did the lights blind you when it was on accident?
Or I don't know. All I saw was some stuff in the corner of the broadcast, and
I just seen him looking up at the.
my tinfoil hat was on.
I just seen him looking up at the sky, probably crying some tears.
No. I tried passing him because he was jumping the whoops. I was skimming the whoops at that point in the first moto, whatever. And he was doing a different rhythm in that section coming into that, to the point where he was singling into the corner. I was tripling into the corner. So I don't know what we were doing at the beginning of it, but we were ending the rhythm in a different way. And if I was close to him, I would triple into the corner and have a lot more momentum. Well, there's 2 laps almost back to back where I jumped to the inside of him, didn't cut all the way up and cut him off kind of thing. And I just tried staying low to get around him, but then he had the inside in the next corner, and it wasn't working for me. So I got close enough to the point where I jumped to the inside of him, and obviously I had to cut all the way to the top of the berm to kind of take the line away. And then he just kind of kept his momentum up, and I don't know if he didn't. I mean, I don't know if he. I don't know if I revved in the air or anything like that, but. Yeah, I mean, obviously I was trying to take the line away from him, but he kept going, and then that created a little bit of contact, and yeah.
Ah,
That's
politically
what
correct.
Look
answer.
at that.
All I'm hearing is he left the door open and somebody ended up on the ground and the other guy didn't.
Created a little bit of contact. I feel like
A little bit.
I feel like
So,
this is
do we have
situational.
footage of said
A
contact?
little bit.
I have like a video of what was on the broadcast. That's all I have.
I was really hoping I was going to see it in the vlog this week.
I don't know. I think Kev went over the tunnel and he looked over and he did a little fist pump. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. There's no looking over or thinking about.
Well, we're even. Score's even.
Yeah, there we go.
Score's even.
Now we're even up. So this is, if we want to get real even, this is your chance to be on a podcast just slinging mad shit at him. He was in my
Not here to
way.
do that.
He was in my way, singling into that corner like a slow poke. No, none of that. We're not going there.
So,
All right.
Was
No.
the track as shitty as it looked? Because it did not
Dude,
look
it was
fun.
awful. I mean, there's some people that liked it. I really, really, really struggled with the track all night. Like, all day, all night. Just could not feel comfortable with my suspension. Couldn't tell if I needed to go softer, slower, stiffer, what I needed to do, because some points of the track were extremely hard packed and slippery. Some of them were kind of gumbo-y soft in the rhythms. You still had some kind of, like, steep pockets. So it was really tough to get a gauge.
Yeah, it looked not fun at all.
I'm gonna say the afternoon, my qualifying show, I literally was like, they've lost the track. It's dry, it's dusty, it's breaking down terribly. Like this looks like
It
shit.
was weird because it's almost like the pockets were like muddy though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like they were soft. It was kind of like, that's what I'm saying. Like it was kind of gumbo-y a little bit. So like it was really tough to get a bike set up for me.
Which is
Well,
weird.
Still in the main.
Still in the main.
Yep.
Still scored a point.
Yep.
Still scored a point.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
And
you know what
Justin
I'm saying?
Starling didn't.
No comment.
So I guess I haven't really looked at any like SMX stuff, but where
I don't know. I'm like
do you look
24th or
at
something like that.
this early, or you start looking a little more? At that
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm in a much better position than I was last year, but I think I'm not scoring the quantity of points that I need to be in direct for sure.
Well, don't worry, Kev. As I've said all year, just keep finishing the laps, buddy, because they're knocking
Yep.
themselves out left and right. So
Yep.
you'll be good to go if you just
Indeed.
finish it. So, how was the off week? What'd you do? Fun stuff. Go to the beach.
Nothing crazy, dude. Just stayed in here in my little place I'm staying in Florida for now. Did some computer work. Got caught up on some things. Pretty normal-ish week of training on the off week, and then I got to play golf on Sunday, and other than that, that's about it.
Sick.
Nothing crazy.
Sick.
he shot 200 probably.
200.
I don't know.
Two
under.
Oh, I thought you said 200. I was like, wow, you really think he sucks at golf?
I don't.
Not the
If
best,
you shoot a
not the
200,
best.
you better not touch a fucking
Hey,
golf club ever
I
again.
had like 4 pars, which is like a record for me. So I was stoked on that one.
Oh, he's
That's
got me, he's
impressive.
got me covered.
Dude, I get my money's worth when I go golfing. I am stroking that shit out. Don't you worry.
Don't ever say that.
Stroking it out on that golf course, dude. Plenty of time to drink. It's not a problem. And it's during the day, so we can drink.
So
After he just got done telling us how much he doesn't drink
So he's
anymore.
drinking.
I
and
said
stroking it
before,
out.
I said after 6.
Listen, sir, don't ever talk about drinking and stroking on this podcast ever again.
Yeah, please don't.
Anyway,
That's what we said.
I'm sitting across the table from Jim Leahy.
anyway, so you got any thoughts about Deegan getting arrested or?
Oh my
Bro, how nutty is that?
Dude, sick is what it is.
Yeah.
By the way, cop
When
a
I
t-shirt.
saw it, I honestly thought it was a joke because I was like, they pulled him over for that. He only had $1,000 bond or whatever, bail or whatever you want to call it. And I was like, and they put him in a whole ass orange jumpsuit for that?
Took him to jail, bro.
Florida don't fuck around.
Florida does not fuck around with that stuff.
That's nuts.
So,
I mean, they did the same thing to Stu.
Stu's situation was
Epic, to be
totally
honest.
different too.
so
I mean, his street cred and his brand just went whoop. He can't do anything wrong.
nah, dude. Now he's got merch from everybody else with his picture on it.
Well,
so-
yeah, I was talking to somebody about it, and like, he didn't get pulled over for being on drugs or anything. He didn't get pulled over for being drunk. Like, he didn't get a DUI.
No.
He's just
No,
a
no.
dumbass 18-year-old trying to go fast in his cool car.
Oh, is that what it is? I heard he did a donut in a parking lot and got
Yeah,
pulled
he
over.
Did a donut.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
He's doing a donut.
I heard he did a donut, got pulled over.
You never had your car.
Take down
But
my
I
the,
mean,
the memes and the merch so far are absolutely
a kid,
incredible.
a kid being a dumbass in his nice car, but he wasn't under the influence. Let's put it that way. So, like, his reputation, I feel like, is still intact.
Dude, I'm not mad about it. It just gives us endless stuff to talk about all week. So
Yeah.
I'm not super mad about it. I mean, like, Stewart did it.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, and there's been plenty of people have come out on the internet with us and been like, "He's just a kid. Like, leave him alone." And I'm like, dude, I'm not upset about it. It's just something to talk about here. It is news. By the way, he's one of the biggest names in the sport right now. If he goes to jail, it's fucking news. Sorry to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's for DUI, RAPE, any of that stuff. It's still fucking news. You can't say that word on YouTube, all right? So you got to spell it out.
That's not what I was doing. I just can't believe
I
you put
can't
that
believe
out
you
there.
went that direction.
That's what I mean.
Doesn't matter. Anyway,
He's not Nico.
Yeah.
but it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. Well, I'm really sad that you don't have any footage of you taking out Starling. I was really looking forward to that.
I think that Noah was on the back side of the berm. He was like in a different location.
No, that's
Bummer.
unfortunate. That's real unfortunate. Well, I'll have to have a conversation
Indeed.
with him about getting the shot next time.
He should have tripled
I
into the
know,
corner.
right?
He should have just
What?
tripled into the. He should have tripled in.
He started triplet. So in the second main, so that happened in the first main. The second main, he was behind me, and I saw that he was trying to come up to me, and I was like, "Oh boy, he's going to try to send me over the berm," kind of deal. So I was pushing to stay and keep a distance, and then he ended up fading out on the second one. And the third one, he kind of tried taking my front wheel when he got around me, and then I was trying to make a comeback on him, and he started to hit the line that I was hitting, so then I wouldn't have that opportunity again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up just spinning myself out. So the triple before the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So like that goofy on-off single, or if you could get over the table and go 2 into the corner.
Yeah.
I tried cutting down in that corner to go up, like cut down to hit the triple, and lost all rear end traction and literally did like a 360 and looped my bike out. It was like a goon.
Looked like the gravedigger out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something like that. Is that Birmingham Stadium really small?
It's not. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy small, but it was a pretty tight feeling track.
It seems small, and that okay. So this is something
there
else
we
I
go.
know. Eight whoops, fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't tell you how many times in practice I was counting that to make sure that I was right before I said
How
something.
many times did it make? How many times do you have to count before you?
Before I got to 8?
And they cut him down. Too.
Yeah,
That's just what
yeah.
I
Struggle
wondered.
for
You
him.
just said you had
Yeah.
to count.
I mean, dude, I just kept counting, making sure like there's 8, right? Like I'm not crazy.
drunk right now.
Yeah, like I didn't drink it all yesterday.
Kev, didn't they cut him down too?
Not really. I mean, they were pretty gnarly at the beginning of the day, but every set of whoops always gets smaller throughout the day because they have to back drag them and rebuild them, which then makes them not as steep.
Because Chase was kind of throwing the Dirtworks team under the bus during the press conference.
He's been kind of doing that lately.
Yeah, they cut down the whoops. I don't know why they did that.
He's been kind of critical of him and Coop have been kind of critical of Dirtworks for a few rounds.
I mean, what are they going to do? What do you want them to completely tear them down and rebuild them? Like, there's no way to stack dirt up on top, loose dirt up on top of a hard whoop and get it to be the exact same as what it was when it was original. There's no way.
Yeah.
Kev, are you ready for like 5 mud races in a row?
Dude, it's going to be brutal. Seattle's going to be so jacked.
You know you're getting like at least 2 mudders.
Is it supposed to rain next week?
Dude,
is that what the forecast is right
week.
now?
It's been raining for
They already canceled press or like don't have press.
Okay.
I think it's been raining there for like half the week.
Seattle next week. Here's the thing. I'm canceling the show. Not watching the race. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks wherever the fuck we're at after.
You're gonna run handguards?
What?
No.
You're not gonna run handguards?
No.
I was just gonna say, make sure you put both of them on and not just one.
Well, he doesn't have broken hands.
What I'm really interested for actually is to see what they do.
Knock on wood, buddy.
Yeah, knock on wood.
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
What I'm really interested to see what they do if they get if we get a mudder in Philly and what is it, Foxborough? No, East Rutherford, with those being day races, or is it Pittsburgh that's the other day race?
No, Philly's
a day.
Philly's a day race.
We have 2 more day races.
Philly's a day race.
How do you guys know that they're day races? How do we see this? I don't even know this.
Well, we just know things, Kev.
Anyways,
gotcha.
What I'm curious about, if it ends up being a mudder, how they're going to move around like the schedule if it ends up being a day race with practice starting at 8 in the morning and then having to go like for the first heat at 3.
Dude, yank the tarps at 7 and good fucking luck, boys.
I'm just curious like what they're going to do if it ends up getting bad, because we know the Northeast has a tendency to rain a lot in April.
Look,
and if we get mudders at a day race,
look, we're just going to keep our fingers crossed here that the rest of the season I'm not pissed off because all it is muddy mess, okay? Because if it is,
how about we think about our boy Kev on here that actually has to ride it?
I'm shutting the show down, and we'll see y'all at
this
Paula.
Fucking guy. He's such a fair weather guy.
I'm fucking over mud races.
We haven't had a mud race all year,
We haven't had one yet.
Not
what are you
yet.
talking about?
But I'm over it already. Still from 23.
Hey, don't you remember? Don't you remember?
Was last year we had all the mud
Last
races?
year,
Do you not want to see Kev get 7th
I'm over it
again?
from last year already.
Do you not want to see Kev get a 7th again in the main?
Yeah.
I would love to see Kev get a 7th.
What happens if he just rips off 5 top 10s?
Good. That's
I'd be
fantastic.
down for butter.
Yeah. What are you gonna say then? Are you gonna bitch about it?
You ain't gonna be
Yes.
stroking on just the golf course no more.
What?
Jesus.
What?
What the fuck? What?
Where to explain that?
That got super weird.
That was weird. You're about to get muted.
get canceled.
You're about to get muted.
I'm just saying, man. Kev's pretty good in the mud.
That's fine. That's good. I don't want to watch a mud race, dude. Like, good on him for getting that finish, get that paycheck, get those points. We'll see him in SMX.
Look, man, an extra $500 out of you every time he gets top 10.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I do not
Rude.
have that.
Rude.
I do
Kev,
not
I
have
tried.
that.
I tried, buddy.
I appreciate the effort.
I don't have that.
You're just like, I don't.
I don't quit writing checks that my ass can't cash.
You're just
all
like,
right?
I don't have that kind of money.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. So, well, all right, buddy. Thanks for picking up, man. Here's fingers crossed that next week's not a complete shit show for you. So,
Indeed. Well, I appreciate that.
but we'll call you anyway.
Yeah, if you
Sounds
watch
like
the
a plan,
race.
my man.
So, all right, later, buddy.
See you, bud.
Alrighty, bye.
Kevin Moranz, everybody.
All right, I gotta take these off.
Is it hurting your poor little earsies?
It is.
All right, we're going to take a break here. We're going to set up the live, and then we'll come back with our live guys, as well as break all this stuff down. This is episode 2. Oh, that's what I forgot I was going to ask Eric.
Does he want to supply something cool for episode 300?
Dude, I was going to ask if he could supply something cool for episode 300.
Text him.
I will.
You got his number?
Nope. We just call him through osmosis. I think about it, and then he brainwaves into my brain, and I brainwave it into the machine.
I mean, we just had this conversation about different realms.
See if he has
That's a different podcast.
See if he has Starling's gear and just write.
That's a different
Kevin
podcast.
Moranz was here.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break, everybody. We will be right back. All right, and we are back, and we are going to jump right in. 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
And Cameron McAdoo.
Oh, we haven't done that for like
I'll
a
be
year.
honest with you, he's not riding right now, so I
Well,
don't
look,
care.
I'm going a different direction.
Oh boy, here we go.
We
There's
didn't
a
even get
burner account on Instagram.
Oh boy.
It says
And
Cameron
there
McAdoo's
was
balls.
there's an interesting photo of Levi Kitchen on there,
What is up?
and it has since been deleted.
What is up?
What is up with you dudes all wanting to look at each other's dicks?
What specifically?
Tell Alpine Stars to quit making tight gear.
Specifically, moto dudes. Like, I don't understand. Like, what is this?
What is
okay,
your fascination?
What is this, dude?
Should we have Emily in here and have an intervention with you? I think you might be gay.
We got Barsha. We got fucking Anderson.
We're worried
we
about
got
you.
I bet they
McAdoo.
probably can't even hear audio. Right?
Now we're talking
we are
about
worried.
Levi.
I'm sure they probably can.
Like, we need to stop talking about penis. on the
David
show.
answered
Okay.
your question. He said Indy was awesome. Definitely going to another one. Kind of bummed. Didn't get to see you guys there. Sorry, man. We're in. We're out. We're in. We're out. We're working. It's work. It's a work trip.
The Moto Aftermath Show bought me a pizza, and I was stoked.
You should feel good about that.
I felt really good about it because I was like, dude, you need some cash? And they were like, thank you for being a great host on the show.
Appreciate
Yeah.
all your
Did
effort.
you actually say that to him? Because I don't remember you saying that.
I
to him.
didn't fucking say that
Yeah, that's
to
what I
him.
thought.
He
He
just
just made
asked
that
if I
up.
wanted some cash for it. I said, nah, it's cool. The show bought it.
We definitely know. Anytime you hear anything of us say from after a race weekend, we're making all of it up.
I told Ashley the same thing when I spent $141 on room service at Detroit, that it's okay, the show bought it.
And then a
fine.
reservation that you didn't go to.
And the reservation that we didn't go to.
For dinner?
I paid $50 to not go to dinner.
Well, you guess you didn't.
Because
get
you
to
ate
go
a
to-
shitty steak instead.
Because you went to shitty steak instead of sexy steak.
Should have gone to sexy
Fuck.
steak.
All right, let's get into this here. 450 race recap, like I said, brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks here. All right, so Chase Sexton. Is he fixed? Not fixed?
Jury's still out, but if that guy shows
Okay.
up the rest of the season, that's your title winner, 100%.
100%.
Like, if that guy shows up, if backwards hat on the podium, Chase shows up.
Backwards hat on the podium.
That stat that they had on him was pretty interesting, and I didn't really realize it.
That
Like,
he-
all of his win, like he has these mid-season
90% of them are at the first whatever, and,
and
the
then when we
last
come back
however.
from a break, he clicks off all of his wins from the beginning and the end. So like that was, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any denying that when Chase is at peak form and everybody else right now racing, Chase is faster than all of them. And if he rips the start, or even if he doesn't, like they're not going to be able to pace him.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, those... And starts were dialed all night last night, which is a little
Different.
different.
Which is ironic because if you listen to his interview, he said they practice starts on Thursday and they weren't going well, and his dad just picked up the starting blocks and started walking away and said, "You know what? If you're gonna start like this, we're not wasting our time."
Really?
Yeah.
Look, man,
Well,
here's
the
to
thing about
the
it, too,
Kier
is
told him just take it
here's
back
to
to the,
the
shop.
point.
Well, AP was dialed on the starts, too.
Yes.
Like, both the KTM boys. seemed
Well, hey, man, all of them Austrian bikes. Like, I know they touched on this, but it's true, and I've talked about this in the past. You got that chromoly steel flex on those hard pack tracks.
there was dude.
there was a lot of talk of that with Lay, Diddy, and Ricky.
Do you just call him Lay
what
Diddy?
did you just call him?
You just call him Lay Diddy?
Lay Diddy.
Oh,
Lee
boy.
Diddy?
We're not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Lee Diddy. Lee
We're-
Diddy.
Lee Diffie, sorry, that
We're
came
not.
out
we're,
wrong.
no, it didn't. Don't lie.
No, it definitely came out wrong.
No, it didn't. Don't lie.
Yes, it did. So Lee and Ricky, they were driving that point home like that whole second main.
I can't argue with it. I know they were driving it home, and I know there's going to be talk this week of like, oh, these fucking idiots. But
But it's true.
At the same time, you look at Chase, AP, and Mookie, and they were all good all day.
You look at all those twitchy tracks like that.
Yeah,
The KTM's, even back to Dungey's days, are notorious. The
Yeah, they're
Austrian
good.
bikes always hook up better. Plain and simple. It's like it's not even a debatable thing anymore. Like everybody for the longest time like really debated that until like people really started understanding the science of aluminum versus steel flex and the energy that goes through. But I mean, this has been a known thing for a while. So like, I just had to laugh when Ricky like was talking about it and he tried to sound smart, and I'm just like, dude, anybody that knows this shit
Tried to
knows.
sound smart. Give Ricky some credit.
Fuck that bitch.
wow, aggressive.
That was
aggressive.
You just called Lee Diffie Lee Diddy, and you meant it.
I had a Freudian slip.
Freudians, it's Freudian.
Oh boy. Anyway, so Stu goes 3-2-3.
Hey, right here. This is
Oh,
that
boy.
Malcolm Stewart Mellon collab right here. Weekends are easy, and the weekend is going to be easy for him because he got gas money for his boat.
I think somebody needed to stick a steroid shot in that man's hip.
Dude,
It looked like they did because he was on the podium. He wasn't hobbling around too bad on the podium.
No, he said he was sore, and that was a rough
He took a
one.
hit,
yeah, like that second one wasn't as bad. He got out of that second one pretty easy, but that first one was rough.
Well,
Officer Hill cuffed
your
him
boy
and stuff,
Jay
though.
Hill decided to be a dodo head and fucking.
I don't know what he was thinking tripping out
Okay,
right there.
From the inside on the start.
So let me ask you guys this, and I meant to talk to Kev about this. That track looked like it was built weird, right? With everybody coming up short on things, and because there was a lot of
There
that.
was a lot of weird stuff.
Like, and it started with the Ansty thing, and then it just kept continuing of people just clanking the shit.
The far
out of
side
stuff.
section too, before the whoops, they got to stop building 2 and 5 footers right out of the exiting of corners.
Yeah,
Like every time I watch that, like it stresses me the fuck out because every time someone hangs the front wheel,
but it was just like there were so many mistakes, so many places we watch guys come up short on stuff, and I'm like, they're not getting lift on these. And maybe it's something to, like what Kev was talking about with like the squishiness of it or something
that has a lot
that
to
was
do with it.
sucking them in the pockets and not allowing them to get the lift. But I mean, like I said, you saw it with Ansty because you don't see guys do what Ansty did a lot, and we saw that 2 or 3 times yesterday alone. So I don't know. There was something not quite right about that track.
I liked, if we're talking about the track for a little bit, and it's something as simple as this, and it even goes back to, there was a similar section back in San Diego. I liked Mookie's line coming back across the start when he came off that little roller out of the left, and he was jumping into the pocket of the 3-3. Because you saw him, he would just jump in, let the bike load up, and that would get him up and over. So he didn't have to think about soaking it up and how hard to push it into the face. He literally could just let that momentum drive him over instead of dropping in, pushing in, and then kind of thinking he's going to land in the face of the 4.
Yeah.
And every time he did that, like the first couple times I watched it, I'm like, man, like, is it really that much faster? You're not really driving off of that roller. But then I saw what he was doing, how he'd let the chassis load up, and I'm like, that's a lot. It's consistent.
Yeah.
Because he would literally just land front wheel in the pocket, bike would load, pop him over.
Yep.
Wait, what part are you talking again?
So coming back across the start, that left-hander, that little roller, and then the 3-3.
Little roller.
Finish
3-3.
line?
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
And then the roller.
He was kind of going to the pocket of
he
the
was
first
jumping
one,
into the pocket instead of trying to stay low.
So, did you, like me, think that maybe one of those guys were going to try to uncork going all the way across and go 3-2?
That's what.
Press day, there was a couple times on the 450s, guys were landing long. And
That's
they
what
were,
Dirtworks wanted. I watched
they were
Alex's
trying to go
video.
forward. Yeah, they were trying to
wanted
go
them to
forward.
jump across that start and then possibly go
And
whatever
then
3.
3-2, I think.
Yeah,
is what it
3-2.
was.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that was impressive about Mookie too is he was nailing that 3. What was it? 3 out of the corner in the next section.
The 3-3 and then the on-off.
3, and then hitting the tabletop.
Yeah,
and
the
going-
table over 2 and then 2 into the corner.
Yep.
Chase was doing it every now and then, and that was like AP mentioned it.
Mook was consistent with it.
Yeah,
AP
Chase
was
said he
like,
was-
I don't know if I could do that.
Chase was doing it most of the night until the third one.
Yeah.
And then
Well-
it got really, really sketchy. And when he backed out of that, that's when he said he started like just giving up on catching
Dude,
Coop.
you,
So
you had to have such commitment, though, like before the corner, because the landing of the 3
yeah.
was so massive
Yeah.
that, like, dude, if you chopped it just a little bit, you were dead.
That's why it was so impressive. Like that was the stew in him.
yeah.
But it didn't
Like,
even.
it
But the
was-
crazy thing is that, like, and this goes back to like the difference of the angles. You know, and us, we can see that. Like, but the casual fan will look at it and go, "Oh man, that doesn't look that big. They're getting over it."
No, that was
But
big.
then you can see the angle of it and go, "Holy shit! No, that's a hawk."
Yeah.
On a 450 to go 3 in, or
Yeah.
3 out of the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
consistently, which was
Yeah.
the biggest thing for me. Like even in a third main where tracks hit,
Yep.
doing it, and dude, I think if he was 100%, he would have gave Chase a little more of a run.
maybe.
So
It could have been.
And let me ask you guys this before we move on: at any point in that main, were you guys like, "Oh, here comes Mookie
Oh,
on
yeah.
Chase.
Yep.
Is Chase gonna wad it in the whoops?" Like
There
what's
was a part
the
of
deal?
me. Yeah, there was a part of me. I'm like, "Oh god, Tampa all over."
Yeah. So
Yep.
No, hats off to Mookie. Not because I'm wearing his hat.
Yeah. AP goes 2-3-5 for third.
He's kind of back.
Give it another weekend, but hey, man,
Kind of back.
I'm holding judgment, but
Confidence.
we'll see.
Does he win in the mud?
They disrespected him in the press conference. Said it was his first podium. She then that was your girl.
Oh,
No,
Haley
because
Shanley.
Lee disrespected him on the broadcast. Said that was his first podium of the year.
Oh,
or
Lee Diddy
something.
said that too.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get a shirt that says that? Just with
could.
Lee's face on there,
We could.
bottle of lube?
We could.
with a bottle of lube on the back.
Yes.
With a bottle of lube on the back of the
Yes.
shirt.
Yeah, easy,
Yes.
easy.
Yes.
Don't turn your back.
Yes. God,
On Lee
we are
Diffie.
about to.
Well, if we're not blocked by Lee Diffie, we are now.
Does Emily want to be in charge of our merch here?
Yeah.
Just a picture of Lee's face saying Lee Diddy, and on the back, just don't turn your back on Lee Diddy.
Yeah.
Emily's gonna run the merch now with that
Oh
shirt.
my god.
Well, okay.
Dude, he's probably rain dancing right now because
Yeah.
the confidence that he's probably
Emily's on it. She said, "I'm on it."
Oh my
Good.
god.
Hey, look, tell her that's a split gig there as far as profits go. So
The confidence though that he's probably got, and he's wanting it to be a mud. Like, dude, if it's a full on mudder this weekend, coming off that, AP in my opinion is like the guy. He's
Yeah.
got to be the favorite going in if it's going to be a full mudder, only because of his confidence right now.
Does Joe Shimoda run one handguard at a mudder, you think?
oh my god, I don't know.
I don't know. Nate Thrasher with his double handguards look pretty good.
Go. I can't let that
Yeah,
go.
well, you shouldn't. It's fucking dumb that he
That's
was
gonna
running
be
one
a thing.
handguard. Like Honda?
Dude, that's the shirt we need. What
Single
One-handed Joe?
What side was he running?
He
Right
was running
side.
the left one, wasn't it?
No, it was left. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it
right.
was left.
Yeah.
We just need a shirt with just a left hand guard picture on
One
it.
hand
Joe.
guard, one hand guard Joe.
Something like that. I don't even think we need that. I think
We could start calling him Left Side Joe.
Left side
left
Joe.
side Joe. Yes, there we go. See, look at the merch. The merch
Left
rights itself.
side
in this
Joe.
Side
industry.
Joe and that picture of him with one handguard.
Yes.
And then just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, can you sign this
Um,
on the left hand guard?"
All right. Webb 741 for fourth. That was a weird day. He wasn't very good. That first one especially was weird.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Just
When
never got
Well,
going.
he's very lucky it was a triple crown.
Yeah.
when he struggled in the first main,
What's on your mind?
the
What are you
first thing
laughing
that
about?
popped in my mind is the I don't know how many shows it was ago, but we were talking. I think it was when Jordan was on. We were talking about a Coop has a problem, and you just come back with, "Well, Coop doesn't have bad races," and your voice just popped in my head. I go, "Well, he's starting off pretty bad right now."
Yeah, that wasn't ideal there.
No,
But guess what? It was a triple crown, and
Yeah.
he came through the rest of the night. So
yeah, I mean he was good.
he didn't have a bad race.
But
I mean-
do you think? Okay, so I thought about this in the first one too. There with him struggling, does he come back to the podium if that's a full main event?
No,
Because I know he
No.
struggled there.
I mean, he got to seventh and was just kind of flat.
dude,
Yeah.
Shane was giving him all he could handle there for a
yeah.
minute.
Well, you know, we'll get to Shane. Dude.
Sugar Shane.
Sugar Shane.
Shane, yeah.
Showed up to
Look
get
out for
that
him in the
top.
mud.
No.
Showed up to get that top 5,
Hey,
brother.
look out
No.
for him in the mud, brother.
No, I don't think he would have had anything in those mains.
Okay.
Catching Chase and Mookie and AP.
All right. Roxon goes 464 for fifth.
AC joint
AC
separation
joint
point.
separation.
Man, and I guess I discounted him a little bit for riding injured because
Yeah.
I'm really getting a flashback now because all the talk of Tomac's 2015 Hangtown, they just released that on the vault, and then the
Yeah, I got to go watch the
oh
Re-Raceables.
my
I got to
God,
go
it's
listen to that
insane.
Re-Raceables.
The Re-Raceables was good, so then
Yeah.
I went and watched it, and oh my god!
Oh, I watched that race recently.
Oh my
I was
God.
flipping through probably right before the season.
Yeah, but Roxon had a hurt back that day, and then still mustered up like a fifth or something. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, he can ride hurt. But I took him out of the top 5 for Rocky Mountain. I was just like,
His back
he's
was
screwed.
actually fucked up. That I remember being at Millville that year, and I remember watching him after each moto ride into the pits, and like he could barely get off the bike.
Yeah.
So what was the deal with that? Just slip
he got
disc or
he
what
got
was it?
yeah he got hurt in training like 2 or 3 weeks before that.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
Like he came in with a fucked up back that year. 2 outdoors.
he wasn't. That was after Eldon too. Then
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he left Eldon.
so
that
it was like a training issue. He hurt himself lifting.
Yeah, he came in fucked up.
Interesting.
And then
Okay.
I think that he actually had a practice crash the week leading up to Hangtown, and then he never. I mean, they talk about it that year about him. He never
fully financially recovered from that.
got. Maybe not. No, he never.
Yeah. Well, again, I wrote him off quite a bit just because of that, and I shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kenny is a dog on them dry, slick tracks like
Oh,
that
100%.
too. So, to see a little fight out of him through the main was good too. At least.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just is what
He was
it is.
good. I
Yeah.
mean, he definitely
Is
could
what
have been
it
a lot
is.
worse.
Yep.
Third place in points. Hopefully Suzuki pays.
Yep. J Coop 676 for sixth.
Guys, was either one of you thinking that how that track was breaking down, and after how qualifying went, that he was in the running for a win?
I thought he stood a chance,
Because
man.
I was pounding that drum. I was like, "Oh, Jay Coop's gonna get a dub tonight."
So I was on another drum that I was pounding, and
Context.
Cue
So-
the SMX come video here.
Context.
so I was curious to how he was going to react to all the noise around him this week. As people know, there's a burner account out there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
With his wife,
Oh.
with the gambler, the Mickey Mays guy.
Yeah, there's a whole thing
And-
going on
and
with
it's a
that.
whole
Let's not
thing
get
going
too
on.
far into that. I don't
And
want to
obviously,
talk about that.
I mean, Justin himself fired back in the comments, said everything's cool, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's getting attacked. His wife's getting attacked. There's all this noise off the track. How is that going to affect you on race day?
I think Jay Coop's pretty mentally
Do you think
solid.
he's able to tune that out? Or do
I
you
think
think
so.
that played an
I
effect?
think he's
I think he's pretty
probably
mentally
okay.
solid. And here's the thing, man. His neck's always turned to the left, so his neck's always...
Jesus.
He keeps his head up.
The thing I found funny was that there was all the stuff about her, right?
Yeah.
And she reposted some of them on her stories from like Donut MX or something. I was flipping
Yeah,
through
yeah.
the other day and I saw that she reposted some of them. I'm like, well, at least she seems to have a sense of humor about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, there was some pretty aggressive stuff going
Dude,
around
there
this week.
was.
So,
There was.
It's just people that don't have lives.
yeah.
Well, you know, we're pretty used to that here, so whatever.
No,
Yeah.
I think Jay Coop's pretty good at drowning out the noise. And I
Yeah.
think, honestly, that goes back to, and we've kind of talked about this, and I think it honestly is because he lived a normal life for a lot of his younger
yeah, I mean,
years.
he graduated high school and probably dealt with that.
He
shit,
wasn't
right? So-
sheltered. And
Yeah.
he went to fucking school in New York, of
Yeah.
all places. So,
Long Island of all.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that he knows how to handle with this kind of shit. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
not to the extent like this much popularity before, obviously.
Right.
But like he wasn't a sheltered kid. He lived a normal like
Okay.
kid life. So I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah,
yeah.
so I could be wrong.
Kinda
I
like
could be
Coop.
just he just sucks on California dirt.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a soft dirt kind of guy.
no, yeah, I think his races this year have kind of proved that already.
Yep.
All right. Well, I put him in my top 5, and he blew my fantasy picks.
I seriously though, boys, I thought he was going to win at least one man.
I did
was
too.
being that drum.
I
I was
did
like,
too.
ooh. I was like,
When I saw
he's-
that track in the afternoon, I was like, this is a Justin Cooper thing happening here.
So,
Jason Anderson, 5'8", for 7th.
wow, what a
I
rough
like
night.
how we just start laughing.
Wow.
what a
dude.
bummer. Actually, I
Hey.
don't really care.
I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. There's a wise man named Tony Alessi that says the universe will get you.
Okay, so I made a video, or I recorded a video about this week. It never got published, so let's talk about it right now so I can cut a video for this. So the rumor mill with Ando here is obviously that Kawasaki and him are not jiving right this second.
I think that's been debatable for a few years now, actually.
And the assumption is that the rumor is that he is in talks with Club already to go there. So,
I think that's a bad idea.
thoughts on that?
I think that's a bad idea.
But where else does he go?
I like it. I like that for Jason
I think it
Anderson.
is good too.
So Jason Anderson, the Club MX, is good for a couple of reasons. It gives Club MX an A-level guy
Yep.
for that team.
Yep.
It gives Jason Anderson the opportunity to do World Supercross, Australian Supercross,
Yep.
all the stuff that had good mojo going for him
Yep.
when he won his title in 18, all that stuff.
Yep.
A way less laid-back atmosphere.
Yep.
When he wants to do something to that bike,
They're
Brandon
gonna
Haas
do
is
it.
going to step up and say, hey, you're going to do this shit. We're going to figure it out for you.
Yep.
I like it.
I'm okay with it too.
And I hate to be a hater, but Jason Anderson's at the point in his career where it's pay cut time.
Uh-huh.
People are like, oh, you're a dick. He doesn't yet. Guess who took a pay cut and gambled on themselves? Eli Tomac.
Yep. And look where we're at now.
He got the pay cut time in his career. Jason Anderson's there.
I think
Yep.
the bike's going to need to get better.
I think that bike's pretty good, and I think that...
The 250F is good.
I think their 450 was better.
Look, I think that 450...
Where does that come from?
I mean,
Phil,
Phil-
Phil
was pretty
said
good.
Phil said that 450 is better than that
but
250.
Phil and Anderson have two
But guess
wildly
what?
contrasting
Listen,
styles.
Listen, Phil was able to get factory support and get Yamaha suspension and stuff.
Yeah.
And if Jason Anderson goes there, Yamaha is going to give them factory support.
Yes.
Hope so.
When you bring a former champion, guy capable of winning races,
Yeah. 100%. Is that what your concern is with him going there? Is that you don't think the bike is going to be?
I don't think the bike's going to be good
caliber?
enough. I don't think the bike's going to be good enough for him. I think that he's going to be chasing it, and I think that he can set a bike up. But I think he's been on a Kawasaki, coming from the Husky to the Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Going to the Yamaha is two totally different bikes from what those are. And I think that at his point of his career, I agree with you what you guys are saying, that they're going to give him the leniency to do whatever he wants, and they're going to work with him. I'm just concerned that at this late in his career, is he going to be willing to chase figuring a bike out if it doesn't work for him and not get frustrated and get in his own head and make it worse? Now, because if he goes in and he doesn't care about results for a year or two, fine, this is a different conversation. But he's been literally factory full-fledged since he went pro.
Yeah.
He's never had to develop a bike where it's been solely on him.
He didn't have to develop a bike with Bobby Hewitt on the Suzuki and the KTM that year?
Not the KTM. The Suzuki, I mean, dude, that bike was this. I don't disagree with you guys that I don't think that it's going to be good for him because the Cowie thing is not working. But I just think that'd be my only worry. I think that is my only worry. And to answer your question, where else would he go? There's only one other spot that I could think that he'd go, and that would be Quad Lock Honda.
Ducati. No.
Quad
He's
Lock
not
Honda.
So I'm telling you, like, the club, the pieces fit together.
Does Quad Lock?
He's down there riding. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
No,
the
you're
pieces
right.
fit together.
Just-
like, he's down there riding at the facility,
Yeah.
and, like, I'm
I think
sure
it's a
those
great fit.
conversations are being had.
I think
Yeah.
it's a great fit. What were you going to say about Quad Lock?
Do they have a spot for him?
I think that they would get rid of Joey or Shane to pick up Anderson.
Because you do realize that like Shane was only supposed to do 6, right? And they're like scraping to get by to get him to the race now.
I think if you have the chance to pick up someone like Anderson, Quad Lock will fork over the money.
But how do
Somebody
you?
else has got to bring the money.
But how do you afford that? That's my question with it.
Uriv will find a way. Uriv has found a
I
way
mean,
for a long
I'm not
time.
saying Uriv can't because I think Uriv is another one of the owners that does well or whatever. But I'm just saying there isn't money there. And you think that bike's developed better than the Club MX Yamaha?
I think a Honda is a better fit for Anderson than the Yamaha is. I think with the way Anderson rides the bike, Honda is a better
Honda's
fit.
better. Why?
Why? Because of the design of the chassis. Where that Yamaha is a more front end heavy bike, and the way the height of the ergonomics of the chassis, whereas that Honda is more neutral. Ando rides at the back of the bike a lot. If you start moving him back and it takes all that load off that front end, I think that front end is going to start dancing around a lot. And we know that Yamaha easily has the best horsepower of any of the other, so they're going to have to start going backwards, and they're just going to be, I think they're going to be chasing. It's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's fact, but I think you look at that Honda, if you ask anybody.
Let me explain to you why I won't go to Honda.
Well, we're not talking about factory Honda. We're talking about Quad Lock Honda.
Let me explain to you why I won't go to
Okay.
Honda. Lawrence's.
Yeah, I mean,
The Lawrences have nothing to do with Quad Lock Honda. Just
Yeah,
because they're
but-
sponsored by Quad Lock, they don't tell Uriv Konsky what to do with his own money.
Do they have any support at all from Honda?
Who?
No,
Quad Lock?
Quad Lock.
Doesn't?
it's from
They
Uriv.
got to have at least a little bit.
They're
of
getting
support
help from Honda, but Uriv is footing
Okay, well, there
a
it is.
lot
There
of the
you
bill.
go. There you go.
If they're getting
Totally
any
disagree.
kind of help from Honda, those boys are going to be.
How do you figure? They
Because
literally
you think
they literally
what
got.
are the Lawrence is going to tell Uriv Konsky to do with his own fucking team?
It's not the Lawrences. Honda's going to tell him that
Because who told him? The
because
Lawrences?
the Lawrences are going to be like.
And you
yeah,
know what
we don't
Uriv will
want-
say? Cool, I'll figure out another sponsor, and it'll just be his
No
team
way.
somewhere. Yeah.
No.
You don't think
way.
Uriv's
So he's
got
going
that
to
kind
switch brands?
You don't think Uriv's got that much money?
So he's going to switch
Listen,
Do you
brands?
not think Uriv's got that much
I'm
money?
not saying Uriv doesn't have
Then
that
he'll
much
find a way.
money.
I think
You think the Lawrences? I think you're giving the Lawrences too much credit on this
They literally stopped Deegan from going to a race.
in Australia.
Yeah, so you don't think they can't stop
No.
a fucking satellite
No,
team
they're
that
not gonna-
has
they're not gonna stop
that has
somebody- no.
backing from Honda?
No.
If Anderson
Okay.
goes to any kind of satellite team, he can bring money with him.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think he's smart enough to leverage his marketing because he's got the Team Fried, got that kind of following. He's smart enough to leverage that kind of thing to bring other sponsors to the table.
He probably can.
I agree.
He
I
can
don't think-
bring- I
he
don't
can bring
disagree
Alpine
with that.
Star to the table with him and get his gear money.
Yeah.
Because FXR is probably going to be a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're smart, any team would let him bring his own gear money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even could you see him on a black bike under the Tedder rig, whatever brand he wants? Go out and do a Chad Reed test day and be under the Tedder tent?
Maybe, but I mean,
But I like the club thing.
I think the club thing is great.
the club thing all fits because of him being at club is
Correct.
where I think
It's
all the
very
pieces
easy
fit
to sit
together.
him down
with the,
and have a conversation with him when he's at your facility.
yeah, well, it's very easy for him to go, hey man, what if we just did something next year? You know, like what do
Hey,
I need
let
to
me
bring?
take that bike for a couple
Yeah.
laps. Like,
So I adamantly disagree with you on the Honda thing because, like I said, I think if that were the case, I then think that somehow through it, the Lawrences say something to Honda of like, we don't really want to be involved with this guy at all, period, end of discussion. And Honda then goes to Uriv and says, look, man, you
I
can't
think
do
they've
this.
got that kind of pull.
I think they do too.
I think you're giving them too much credit on that.
They
They're not gonna-
signed a fucking 5 or 6 year deal. Who else has signed that?
I don't care.
They-
You're not going
they
to tell another
stopped-
dude. You're not going to tell another successful businessman what to do with his own team. Then he'll figure out another sponsor. He's been in this fucking business for years
That's
and
not
years
another
and years.
sponsor. That is a whole new bike development then.
Yeah,
No,
because
I'm not
they're
talking
gonna
about.
be-
I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about Honda. I'm talking about the quad lock thing.
No,
He will
that's not
figure-
what I'm talking about with quad lock. I'm talking about Honda telling him this.
He'll figure it out.
Honda's gonna tell your Reeve, hey, you can't have that guy on our bike.
because
Then
isn't your Reeves team in Australia the factory team?
It is the factory team.
Yeah. So
They're not going to.
So he's gonna give that- so he's gonna give that up?
The Lawrences are not going to affect that.
Because if anybody signs with your Reeves team, I think they're locked into. They do the off-season races with them.
yeah,
I think you're giving them too much credit.
I mean, 6 months ago I would have not said that, but then I watched him and learned about the whole Deegan situation, and
You also got to think that the only reason that Australian event was even happening was because of Jet and Hunter.
I mean, I'm just saying if you've got that kind of pull.
The whole ass team's a little bit different than what you're talking about.
I don't know.
I vehemently disagree with that.
All right. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I think he goes to club anyway. I think that marriage with everything that's happening just fits too perfectly. And he's probably, to be honest too, he's probably looking at that Yamaha with Tomac and Webb riding it and going, that bike seems pretty good.
I think the Yamaha's a great bike. I just don't know. Once again, I don't.
You think your Reeves bike's more developed than the
I think
club
the
bike?
Honda bike is better. I'm not talking.
What are you concerned about? Are you concerned about chassis or motor?
Yes, chassis. Motor, not at all. Especially
I'm
with the
not
way
concerned
Anderson
about-
rides.
I'm not concerned about chassis. If Enzo is going to step up and help Phil Nicoletti out, they're going to step up and help Jason.
Let me
Anderson.
ask you, who do you know that
And
rides?
Honda's
Who on a Yamaha rides the bike the way Anderson does, though?
It don't matter. They're going to have Enzo there working with him.
And the Honda is new bike. The Yamaha is going to be.
This is where I think I'm not making my point. I think that I don't think that your Reeves bike's better. I think the Honda as a base is better for someone like Anderson.
Okay.
Because
I don't
of his
think that
riding style.
Yes,
or-
because of his riding style.
In what way? Like too loose.
That's what I'm saying though.
Can't turn the bike.
But
down.
Anderson
Corner.
rides at the back of the bike. The Honda's a more neutral, where the Yamaha is a more front end bike. And I don't think Anderson is going to be able to do that.
I beg to
Look,
differ.
you know
Unless
who-
the new ones,
look,
unless
hey,
the new
you know
ones are
who
way
run-
different.
You know who rode that Yamaha with the ass end down?
Who?
AP, and he was starting to roll on that bike.
But that was the old bike.
Don't matter.
That was not this
they can
bike.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't rode the new one, but I will say the
I
previous.
rode a new
unless
one the other day. I
Did-
rode Denver's.
the brand like a 25.
Yeah.
Did it steer with the rear?
I felt like I could do pretty much anything I wanted on it. But dude, the power on that thing was the most unbelievable.
The power on
thing I've
the
ever felt.
dude, they're ridiculous.
I just don't
Loud,
see. I
too.
don't see anyone that rides the bike, the Yamaha that is, the way Jason Anderson does. There's not a person out there that you could find at that level
Yeah.
that rides the way. If you can find someone, I'll be open to see it. But show me someone at his level that rides the way he does.
So I understand what you're saying, but
I'm getting a more technical
but,
side of it. You
yeah.
guys are looking at it as a whole. I'm looking at it from the
okay.
nuts and bolts of it.
But one last question for you here, and then we'll move on. If you're Jason Anderson, right? You're actually Jason.
Yeah.
You're looking at what the Lawrences are going through with the Honda. You're looking at what Webb and J. Coop and Tomac have done on the Blue Crew here.
Yeah.
Which one do you think he's picking?
Oh, he's probably going to go with the Yamaha.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
he's
just
not.
what
He's
I
not
wanted
going to
to
go
make
with the
sure.
Honda.
That's-
I personally believe that for him, I think that the Honda is a better bike. But that's just my opinion.
I understand. I'm just saying if
Yeah.
if you're the rider looking at it,
because Jason also
you're
doesn't.
going, you're
is not,
going to club to ride a Yamaha.
He's not Jay Coop or Eli or Coop though either. He doesn't go about the way his process is not the same way as those guys.
I think he can figure out to ride any bike you put underneath him, and he's got to be with a team that's going to let him do what he wants.
Yeah, I think that's. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I think he is going to go to club. I just don't think that it's going to end up right
Sounds
away.
like you're disagreeing with us a lot.
Just because I'm looking at it from the nuts and bolts.
He
technical
likes
side of it.
Honda, dude. He's
I
the Honda
know.
homer
I know.
over
And
here.
dude, can you imagine how hard his dick's gonna be if Jason Anderson lines up on a fucking Honda? Holy shit!
Not really. No.
Hitting the table.
He's
baby.
buying merch that day.
Buying merch that
not-
day. Team Fried.
Team fried.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I
Show-
can.
Peyton over
shows
here.
up.
I don't know if I can get behind Ando. Some of the antics that he does, man. Some of the stuff he does just bothers me.
Just hard to the paint. So.
I think Anderson's a great rider, and I love watching him ride. But some of the stuff he does, like it's the same thing with Barsha.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So Shane goes 8-12-9 for 8th.
Dude. That's
Johnny
Star Yami Shane right there.
Bro,
Fucking
ready
Shane Sins.
for top fives.
He's
He
riding
doesn't get-
really good.
Watch him
dude.
go get a
Prime.
podium next
He's
week.
doing
in the
well.
mud.
He's doing well. I hope they
Hey,
can.
if it's muddy, he's podium.
I hope they can get him to all the races here. Let's just put it.
Well,
that
you know,
way.
they can't
I mean,
afford
he's-
for him to get hurt
yeah,
because
I mean,
Joey's
he's
going to be out
definitely
for a while.
performing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they can now because Joey is out.
Joey's gonna be
so-
out for a while.
What's the word on Joey?
Lacerated liver, spleen, I think.
Something like
Broke-
that.
broke-
Yeah,
broke
Internal
ribs.
injury.
Yeah,
Yeah. Actually, no, he's not going to be out for a while.
That's a bad idea.
He was contemplating this weekend. Now Zach said on the on Steve's
Couple weeks,
Thursday
yeah.
show, but he said Seattle's a
That's a bad
definite
idea.
possibility.
This is
So
see, man, this is what I hate about these guys in the situations that they get put in. Like, dude,
stupid.
it's not like Joey's already been down this road before.
I
He was hurt a
understand.
lot, and like, what could have happened to him?
Yeah.
Dude, why would you risk it?
No,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right, moving on here. Let's rapid fire through some of these here because we got a ton to get through. Barsha 1857.
The 5, just a random 5, like, but what?
Yeah,
It's
but the
18
5 and 7 I feel like is where he should be.
Yeah, the 18 he got Squiddy in the section where Kev and Starling had their thing. And
You mean when Kev took Starling out? You mean when Kev took Starling out?
Yeah, okay, where Kev blasted Starling, but said he
Yeah.
didn't. Just said he just took his
Yeah.
line. But he went over that berm and was stuck under the bike. And then typical Barsha fashion, Whiskey Throttle's got the video on their social. He goes to pick up the bike with it wide
Oh,
open,
yeah,
and he
just
does like the 360 thing with it and falls.
Yeah.
again.
It falls over, yeah.
He's had sneaky good rides, but I just find it funny that like he'll have like one bad race or like just a ridiculously uncharacteristic heat race, and in the main you just look up and you're like, Barsha's just battling with like Kenny or AP for 5th or 6th, and
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck?
Yep. All right. Your best friend Benny. Ooh, that's a shirt. My best friend
My
Benny.
best friend Benny.
Yes.
We buy bunk beds.
That is a
Are
shirt.
we gonna do karate in the garage?
So
Emily, I know you're watching. That's a shirt. My best friend Benny.
I think she got sick of us.
Probably. I don't blame her.
Oh, that's typical.
Somebody we know, and they may be listening to this.
Doubt
I
it.
think they're listeners. Was at the bar in Indy, and
Oh.
Jeff Bloss showed up.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
God.
And guess what he was doing?
Karate kicking people in
Bragging about how much money he had.
the head. That's typical.
Fucking dude. This is what I've been saying.
Oh, stop. You're blowing out speakers.
God, dude.
Oh, man.
Benny.
was literally bragging to this person about how much money he had.
Benny,
That's awesome.
You're a rich kid.
That's awesome. All right. Justin Hill, 11th with a 17.98.
Rocks and cuffed and stuffed him.
Cuffed and stuffed him.
Your boy
Yeah.
just, I think
Off-
though he got a little too big for his britches in that.
Yeah, I
in
don't
that
know what
qualifier.
Officer Hill was thinking when he tried to triple out of that first corner there.
From
On
the inside.
From the inside. Just straight wheel spin all the way up it.
bro.
And not only that,
Hill.
but from the inside, off the start, in traffic.
Yeah, with
In
everybody.
practice.
In practice.
Like,
Hold on, let's
you
just keep
didn't-
making this
You
worse.
didn't have like just one. You
With
had
the
them
sun in
all-
his eye.
With the
Yeah.
sun in his eye.
He definitely should have put himself in the cop car after
Oh
that.
my
Yep.
god, dude, he got cuffed and stuff by
Yeah.
himself.
Yard sailed it.
Craig makes a triumphant return, 11-15-13 for 12th.
I know he's already been a
Oh, I
start.
thought you
No,
were
no,
gonna
no,
hit
no,
that
no, no,
button.
no.
I
no,
thought
no,
you were
no,
too,
no,
and
no,
I was
no,
like,
no,
bro,
no,
it's the
no,
first one.
no,
Like,
no.
let's
He's
chill.
good. He's fine.
33 years old.
Look,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
I didn't realize
I know that
that.
he's
Old
already
man.
he's already ridden for Star in the past, but I'll just say it. Christian on a Star bike just looks right.
Yeah.
No, I would give him lit kit. That gear and the
Yeah.
boots, the whole
Yeah, that was
deal,
good.
He
Yeah.
looks awesome.
I hope he can build,
I
get
think he
healthy,
will.
get his confidence back, get some top tens, and crazy enough to say about Christian because we don't know him as an outdoor guy. But
He's
Star
a top
Yamaha
5
450 outdoor guy,
Look.
he's saucy.
It's early.
That's why I say
It's
build.
early.
Build,
but
build.
He did not look good.
No,
He didn't
Yeah.
look good.
but I mean,
and
he
I was
hasn't-
very concerned when I saw him jump in the whoops.
But he hasn't. I mean, what? He hasn't raced in
We're
a
cool.
year.
It's been 6 months.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
been a
so.
while. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
So, like, I think.
Yeah, keep building. Keep
Yeah.
building. You ain't got no pressure on you.
Nope.
Look, man.
Nope.
Like I said, Christian on a Star bike. It just. I don't know, man. It just
Like
looks
peanut
right.
butter and jelly.
Something peanut butter and honey.
Dylan,
Ooh, I like peanut butter and honey.
Dylan,
No
Fer-
crust?
Dylan Ferrandis.
Crustables?
Tuna, no crust.
Can we move on?
Tuna, no crust.
Instead of just
Yeah,
sitting here
Dylan,
saying dumb
he
shit.
He never had you.
Dylan-
caught.
He
Dylan-
never had you cough.
9:22:10 for 13th. What was that 22nd? He pulled off.
God, dude, he's
Who's this?
Dylan.
I-
Dylan Ferrandis.
Dylan.
It
He
will-
did pull off for some reason.
Yeah,
it will
who knows?
not shock me if he calls her a career after
Well,
this
that
year.
wouldn't
I don't
surprise
know,
me
dude. He's
either.
been showing a little bit of life. Indy
Yeah,
was
I guess
very
that's
He's been,
true.
he's been
for
good,
him.
man, but I think that he is just kind of. I think
Over
he's
it.
just over it, man.
Yep.
He doesn't look like he's having fun at the races anymore.
He
No.
probably doesn't like not being on a factory team.
I don't blame him.
Probably not. Mitchell Oldenburg, 16:11:14.
Look good in practice.
Okay.
Who had him as the wild card in Rocky Mountain?
Not me.
I had Chiz.
I think whatever rounds they do show up to for outdoors, I think he could be a sneaky pick.
Maybe.
Oldenburg?
Yeah, man. I mean, he was
I don't
okay.
know.
I think he hovers around the same spot.
I'm concerned that the jumping in and out and outdoors isn't gonna go.
I'm
well.
also concerned about that beta outdoors.
I don't know about that, but
You should go do a GNCC. Hopefully that'll count.
yeah.
Frackle in the woods.
Jerry goes 12, 13, 19
Dude,
for 15.
listen, I've been.
Oh boy,
A lot of people have been critical on Jerry.
Well, I mean, he gives a lot of things to be critical
He
about.
did, yeah.
He is
laid,
Jerry.
He
He
laid
is
a
Jerry.
lot of eggs, but Jerry is having a very quiet, good season.
been way more solid this year.
He's been
way
very
more
solid, and
He-
talk about another guy that's a lot better outdoors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
He will always be known though as Jerry's gonna Jerry,
Jerry's gonna.
which has got to be a bummer that he's gone through his whole entire career ever since he's gotten known and be known as the guy that just you're either on or you're on the ground.
Yep.
Robin laid an egg.
Robin laid an egg.
Chiz 14, 14, 17 for 16.
Chisin.
Harlan 15, 16, 18 for 17.
Probably
Harlan
happy
made
that
the
he-
main?
Probably happy that right.
Yeah,
through the,
right.
through the
Right
times.
through. Beat Kev by like a tenth.
Probably
get
happy
in.
that he just made a main at
Bummy hung the wheel on one jump.
Colt Nichols 13, 21, 16 for 18. Go ahead. It's not good.
Listen, Pat McAfee is going to be the highlight.
The
of
highlight of
season.
his career.
No,
Oh, well, I guess he won that 250
Whoa.
title.
that 250
That
title,
was-
he was good.
That
Yeah.
was rude.
He was really good
I
that
miss
year.
Star Yamaha.
Highlight
Cole
of the
Nichols.
highlight of the year. Highlight of the year.
I miss Star
That
Yamaha.
Cole Nichols
Yeah.
was kicking the shit out of Christian Craig.
Yep,
too.
That Cole Nichols was
100%.
kicking the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, he was good.
Mitchell Harrison 21, 17, 15 for 19th.
Just in the main, man. That's all he's doing. I think he's ready for outdoors at this point.
Tristan Lane 19, 18, 20 for 20th.
Good for Tristan Lane making a main.
Kev 20, 19, 22nd for 21st.
Glad
Got
to
a
check out
point.
Starling.
And Starling 22nd, 20th, 21st
That
for
gear
22nd.
that gear was fresh though.
I like the
Starling
gear.
gear?
Yeah,
I
not
like the
giving-
It's
I'm
gear.
kind
not
of like a
giving-
pinkish color.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's a pink
like
purple.
a sea foam kind of deal.
I'm
No,
not
it's a-
giving
it's like a
Starling
pink
credit,
purple fade.
Giving our boy Eric credit.
Yeah, we're giving Eric a lot of
If-
credit.
If Christian Craig
Listen.
was the lit kit, then Starling was the second lit.
He did get second lit kit.
It was
Yes.
fresh,
Yeah.
but I don't want to give the guy on the bike credit because I don't like him.
Because I don't like him. Well, we'll add
Because I
that
don't
to our
like him.
thing here.
Oh, okay.
You don't like him either.
I just- Yeah.
Watch him spray himself in the eye with
And
WD-40
he is definitely a terrible lapper. Even like Cooper Webb and all those guys were talking about how terrible he is to lap.
How crazy is
And
it?
then he had to turn around and be like, "Yeah, Jason Anderson was yelling at me for getting in the way."
So he wasn't obviously around for this, but you remember those days, the Rockstar Suzuki, and even before the Honda Red Bull like the Red Bull
Like
Honda
amateur-
days, amateur stuff, like
Yeah.
dude, like the Red Bull Jam stuff with him
Yeah,
and B
yeah,
Maisie
yeah.
and Jesse Nelson.
Yeah, when he rode the 150.
Like people forget at one point Starling was going to be the next guy.
Yeah.
Like and
Do
this
you
was
think the 150 ruined his amateur career?
Yes.
I think
No.
going on Suzuki's was a ruining thing
You
for
think
him.
so?
I think if he would have been lucky enough to be part of that Geico Honda, I think he would have been really good. But
Who'd they get besides him in that era?
the Geico days or the Suzuki?
Geico.
Well, that was start of like the Tomac, Wharton, Barsha.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did better with those.
oh, I think they
guys,
did too.
but-
I'm talking about for Starling's career trajectory. If
Right.
he'd have been lucky
Well-
enough to be on the Geico squad, but and the American Suzuki or the Rockstar Suzuki was a good bike. The problem is that team, kind of like the Extreme Team Green team, was so big. I think Starling just got lost in the shuffle.
Probably.
Lost in the South.
All right, that's been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
And kind of apparently Cameron McAdoo.
And yeah,
And Levi Kitchen.
Whack
we'll go
it.
with that too.
Okay.
So,
Stop.
all right.
And Travis.
So thanks everybody for joining
Do
us.
it.
Thanks to the members who are watching there. If you guys
Yeah,
want to
thanks
watch
for,
us,
absolutely nobody on TikTok as well.
there's 0 people watching.
Zero people.
Your
Oh,
wifey
man.
was
Is it
on there,
your
so-
TikTok or is it the show's TikTok?
I don't have the login to yours, the show.
How many followers do you have on your TikTok?
I have like 6,600 or something.
Not bad. Not bad.
Cole's wifey was watching.
Yeah, she was for a second. Now she's bored, so she's out.
She's like, this
Damn.
fucking retard.
6,791.
Wow.
Solid fans that none of them are watching.
Do you
Well,
do
there's
you
something about TikTok where you got to do so many lives before it starts kicking you out to the algorithm or something.
Have you
right?
ever paid attention to, like, when you start, they kick you out a lot, and it's like you'll get like 300-400 people watching right at the beginning? Because I've done
never
some
had
with
that.
I've done it with the coating shop, and I'll start out with like 300-400, and then it tapers off. By the time I'm done, after like 30 minutes of spraying wheels, it's like 5 people watching. watching
Hey
me.
man, I know how you can get some people on your TikTok live.
What
though.
up? I got Tita Carry On joined.
You can
That's definitely a burner account. Of
you and Emily can definitely pull a Christian and Paige Craig, and you can switch gear, and there you go.
We could do some stuff like that.
Yeah, you
if
could
we
definitely
put you in
get-
extra small alias
So
gear.
we actually thought about doing like some videos, and we were.
You were gonna wear Emily's
No,
clothing,
no.
dress your dog up.
No, we were inspired by. So there's a shop over in Detroit, and you might have heard of him, Moto Man.
Okay, yeah.
So Moto Man and his wife, they go live and they do some stuff and do some giveaways in their shop. And it popped up on my feed, and I was like, "Check this out, Emily," or whatever. And she was watching. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome. We should."
You're gonna
do
give away
it."
that pen,
So
some Kawasaki swag.
All right.
that's Kawasaki Protection Plus. Whenever you buy a Kawasaki,
Can you technically
please
give that
ask
pen
your
away?
dealer about the factory warranty.
Can you technically give that pen away, or is that Kawasaki
Yeah,
property?
you can have that shit.
I don't want
I mean, it's been in the studio for months.
Yeah, so's this. This is
my nav cup's
Your
been here
nav
too.
cup, the nav cup.
the new Kawasaki neighborhood assault vehicle.
Anyway, yeah, so thanks to our members for tuning in. If you guys want to watch the show get recorded live, you want to join the Thirsty Thursday chat with me.
Without Travis drinking alcohol.
Yeah, without me drinking alcohol anymore.
Sober Thursday.
Sober. I'm still thirsty.
sounds
I'm
way
still
less-
drinking.
You are thirsty.
That sounds way less. That sounds
Jesus
way
Christ.
depressing.
Anyway, join the members area. Want to thank Rev X Products and Max Power there for sponsoring the show and keeping the lights on. Literally, if you guys want a free sample of the best pain relief cream on the market right now, NANO XTREME, send us an email. There's a link in the description down below, themotoaftermathshow@gmail.com, and send me your name, shipping address, and email address so I can just copy and paste and send it to them, and we will get you guys a free sample. I got to send them over an email here this week too. And with that being said, we are going to jump into the Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. And this month for Complete Racing Solutions, we are highlighting all the workouts on the Coach Rob podcast. On the Coach Rob network there, all on CompleteRacingSolutions.com. So if you're a fat old guy like me and Cole, you've got kids, you're a stay-at-home mom, any of the above, he has a workout for you, including 30-minute express workouts. You have the Coach Rob bot, which is very helpful. It will dial you in with all sorts of things. So make sure to check that out, CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Link in the description down below. Okay, halftime report here. Couple of things I wanted to touch on with you guys from the last show here. Did you guys see, and don't go off on any major tangents here with this.
Oh boy, that's hard.
Did you guys see the Mumford penalty at Daytona?
No.
I did not.
So Mumford got shuffled off the track on the start down that first rhythm section, came back on, they penalized him 4 spots.
What do you
And
end
my-
up?
I think I did see that.
What do
It
you end
wasn't
up?
super bad.
I don't remember, but he wasn't Jason Anderson wicked down the side. And then when he got back on, he actually let even a couple of more guys go by him. And he was like a top 5 start or something in that main. And then they penalized him 4 spots. I thought it was an aggressive penalty.
Yeah, I mean, we know the AMA is not consistent. So.
Yeah, because there wasn't really a safe spot for him to
yeah.
jump back in because it was the start, right? And that first rhythm in Daytona, they came down and went back and then hooked that left. And he literally, was looking to try to get on, but there was nowhere to get on in that rhythm section. So he went down to the corner, got in, and then, like I said, still let more people by. And it wasn't full gas, see you later, thanks for coming. He was back, so I don't know. I thought it was an aggressive penalty. We'll talk more about Mumford in the 250s here because I have some thoughts about him. Let's see here. You see that Alessi crash at Daytona?
Oh, on amateur day.
Yeah, that was rough.
Tough block got him.
Wow, tough block.
Tough block got him. Apparently they were trying something. Apparently they were trying something new with the tough blocks this
Yeah,
weekend.
so I did want to touch on that as well.
Okay.
since we just talked
This
about
weekend?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I don't
they-
know anything
yeah,
about this.
so they
Go
did
ahead.
get more triangular shaped, and there were a couple of them placed out on the track. So if I'm not gonna say it's us, but everybody's been bitching about it. We've
Yeah.
been bitching about it, and I don't know how much pull we have. Probably not a lot, but Steve.
This has been a long time coming.
Steve's
Yes.
been always pushing on it. Like Cooksey really pushed on it.
Yeah.
And I don't blame any of them. We really need
No.
to change.
Yeah.
I always make sure to push that statistic thing. Oh my God, if they ran the numbers on that, it'd probably be astronomical.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, thank you, Feld or the powers that be. I
I haven't seen this. Is it on Instagram somewhere or something?
Yeah.
I'll have to
I
look
think
for
Kellen
it.
Brower posted a picture on X or something too.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for trying something.
Yeah, like, thanks. We appreciate
I don't know
it.
exactly where they were on the track because everything I saw was still a square tough block.
Yeah.
But they were out there somewhere.
Interesting.
Look, at least it's not a wooden stake like when Kyle Regal impaled himself.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, you guys want to do... We kind of touched on it already, but you guys... Just so I can cut a segment here. You guys want to talk Deegan arrest or Myrtle case drop?
I don't.
Let's go Myrtle case drop.
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know here, we talked about this at length before with the Lucas Myrtle, Lawrence Brothers thing. The deeper I get into this, the more I just go, none of this makes... Doesn't pass the sniff test. And then ironically, quietly here, which it did finally get reported, but not as quick as it got reported that Lucas Myrtle and the Lawrences were no longer working together, quietly here, it gets announced this week that the case has been dropped
10 days ago.
10 days ago.
Yeah, they didn't announce that right away.
No.
Yeah.
And they said that they will pursue it. There was a whole bunch of legal jargon. They basically were saying that they weren't in the same state and all this BS like that. The problem is there's not a fucking case. That's the big problem for them. There's no case because nothing happened that was out of the ordinary. So they have nothing to charge him with. So there isn't a case. And even though they say they're going to go after another case, I will almost guarantee you they're not going to. Although what is going to happen is the same thing. Cooksy's been talking about this. Is Wasserman will try to bleed him dry. Problem being, he has a bunch of money behind him. So that's going to be an issue for... I mean, don't get me wrong. Wasserman has more money than the money behind him. But it's going to cost them...
money behind him?
He's got money behind him.
He's got somebody supporting him.
Yeah. He has money behind him.
Like paying lawsuit fees?
Big money, yes. Behind him. Okay. So...
I think I can probably connect the dots.
I'm hoping you can. Okay. If not, we'll talk about it after this. But yes, but there's big money behind him, so they can keep trying this, but nothing will happen because, again, there isn't a fucking case there. And I actually am starting to feel bad for the Lawrences because I believe this is a wool pulled over their head, too. I don't...
Does it all stem back to the man I saw at the bar?
I don't
Probably.
know if it's
so.
him or if it's even deeper than that. Because it could be... I don't think he's great. Let's put it that way.
He's not a great person.
But I'm not sure if
He's
it doesn't
playing
stem...
some kind of part in this,
I'm
though.
100%.
I think he was kind of a patsy type thing.
100%.
Okay.
And there seems to be more and more stuff coming out about things that have happened here with all this that it's like,
Where are these things coming out at? Like, where can I get brought up to speed on this?
Well, Cooksey keeps digging on it. So Cooksey has more stuff. And I'll say the same thing I've said before, and I'll say it again. Whether you love him or hate him, he's not necessarily wrong about a lot of the stuff he says.
Yeah.
So
he does his homework.
Although he did give us credit for putting out there that Wasserman was threatening Shimoda with deportation if
And that was
he
not
didn't
us.
resign. And then
He said this in a video?
He said this in a video. Dude, put our logo and everything. I texted him the other day. I was like, hey, man, appreciate the shout out, but I don't think we said that,
We definitely didn't.
Because I was like, when I heard it, I thought about the show. I'm like, we've never said this on the show. And then I text Cole because I was like, well, maybe we put it on X. And Cole's like, we did not put this on X.
I mean, that's a little bit of a reach for even us.
And he was like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, man, that's not us. And he's like, oh, well, whatever. I was like, it's cool. Like, I'm not upset about it. Whatever. He's got a big audience, so maybe somebody will come check us out from that. But I was like, yeah, man, like, that wasn't us. So that was not us. Just to clarify, we did not put that out there, the whole deportation thing. Interesting, because, again, saying what I'm saying, Cooksy's not necessarily wrong most of the time. And he said he dug on that farther and found out it was true. So interesting tactic there of you got to re-sign with us. But...
So like I said, I'm pretty
So
sure.
they did threaten him with that?
I don't know, but Cooksey said that he dug... In Cooksy's video, he said he dug more on it and did find out it was
I
true.
guess I'll have to go check it out.
I mean, like
I
I
said,
said...
So I haven't seen this. Flash Moto Aftermath Show logo right on the fucking screen.
Oh, yeah, he screenshots the top of the Instagram thing. Yeah.
Which, like I said, I'm pretty sure Joe's a U.S. citizen. He's been here just as long as Kenny has.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't know. I
don't think he's taken the test and done all that
I don't know.
shit.
I don't know. But he came over from Japan back in like 2011.
But
I remember seeing him rip Paula all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a very interesting thing. And again, it just pays more credence to something behind the scenes that's happening. And like I said, I think, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't know anything, so this is just me throwing out a TLR tinfoil hat, just so everybody doesn't get all weird about it.
Yeah.
That I think the Lawrences have now figured out that, oh, this is not what we were told it was, and we went with it, and
They
they trusted someone
the rat.
else, that ended up not being fully what it is. So I think when this all gets hammered out, it would not surprise me, honestly, to see him back with him. It's going to take time here, obviously.
Oh, if I'm Lucas, I don't go back.
But
Oh, I wouldn't.
I
I
wouldn't.
mean, I'd try to get my piece of that 5-year
5-year
contract.
deal.
I
Oh,
wouldn't.
yeah.
I wonder what the number was.
It's got to be huge. I don't know.
I'd
I'm
try
sure
to
I
get
can find
that,
out.
and I'd be like, nah, we're good. We're cool.
I'm sure I
I'm
can
out.
find out. But anyway, yeah, so the case got dropped because there is no case. So look for more lawsuits to be filed, but nothing will happen of this. This is just going to get drug out until literally nobody cares. But I don't think that'll be the case either, because this is one of those things that Cooksey will keep digging on because there was a wrong done, which was they smeared Lucas's name. And even though Lucas and him haven't seen eye to eye, he's not going to let that stand, as we've all seen with everything he's done. So we'll continue to get updates,
So they don't
guaranteed.
see eye to eye, and he still came on the show.
100%.
Yeah.
There has been some stuff that Cooksey has said that was either not 100% what it was or whatever, and Lucas called him and reamed him. Bro, why would you say that? Why would you put that out? Whatever. Before all this happened, and
Well, now they probably have a relationship where, like, hey, I can put this
100%.
out and you can't.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So, all right, so that's the Lucas Myrtle case drop. Let's talk Deegan arrest here.
Are you want to do it?
Do what?
Are you going to do the
Well,
opener?
The Deegan danger zone?
What do you
Feeling dangerous.
What are we going to talk about, though? I mean, I feel like it's
So,
pretty-
look, here's where I'm at with it. Everybody's like, oh, it's just a kid, blah, 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 blah. Look, we've all done stupid shit when we were 18, 19, right?
100%.
Okay,
we
and
also
if there
didn't
wasn't
have-
social media, back when everybody else
dude,
did
I should
the
be
shit,
dead.
We've all been
100%.
arrested. It's
Okay.
fine.
Wow.
Let me
I've been in
ask
the back
you.
of
Let me
a
ask
cop
you
car,
guys
but I've
this.
never been arrested.
Let me ask you guys this. You're 19.
Must be nice.
You got a
Yeah.
badass R8,
Millions of dollars.
millions of dollars.
There's a big empty parking lot,
There's a big empty parking lot, and your boy's in the passenger seat and says, "Hey, whip it shitty real quick."
and you're like, fuck yeah, we are.
How many times have we whipped it shitty?
Bro,
I had a 2000 Camaro Z28, and I whipped it shitty in the mall parking lot.
do you want to know how many times I was doing one-tire fires down the road leaving school in front of the cop? Yeah, happens.
Yeah, you weren't popping two-step in that thing.
in
though.
in the shit 10. Yeah, dude. Nah,
Look.
bro. We all do dumb shit. I'm not concerned about it. It's just funny, and it's just one of those things. It's news.
And it's gonna.
He's a
it's-
huge personality in the sport. It's fucking news.
and he can't lose from this. Like,
No!
Look at. And I hate to get political, but look at Trump when he had a mugshot. It won a lot of people over.
Dude, every other ad on TikTok was for a Trump mugshot shirt after that happened.
Yeah, he's gonna lean. He's gonna lean into it. He's gonna lean into
If
the
he-
bad boy look.
He's already leaning into
if
it.
they do not produce
I don't
a
think they
feeling dangerous shirt
Oh,
with
that-
his
yeah.
mugshot on it, I'm gonna be
or
disappointed in him.
Highway to the Danger Zone. Or
Something,
It's a good
man.
marketing opportunity. for
Something.
sure.
He was a kid. He's not a kid. He's an adult. He made a dumb decision. He hopefully is going to learn from it, and that's all there is to it.
I mean, as a dad, if I'm his dad, I'm not even upset. I'm like, you fucking moron.
I saw Brian's Instagram story. He was sitting next to the beach or something. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't drink, but I might have one today. Because of that whole deal, I guess the car's impounded for 90 days or something.
100%. Yep. I told you, Florida doesn't play around with this shit. I
Right,
know from
right,
stunt
right.
riding back in the day. I was
the-
terrified down
Yeah,
there.
so the
South as a
car's
whole doesn't play
impounded.
around with it.
Earlier in the week, the other son that's always fucking himself up, Hudson,
Huxon, yeah.
got
Hudson.
some staples in his head or something.
Jesus.
So what a week, and it was a family vacation for him.
Look, honestly,
Family vacation. He whips that thing shitty and gets arrested.
I was
That's
more
awesome.
I was more upset when I saw the fact of like it was street racing. And we know that they just put blank things on there. When I was thinking street
Yeah.
racing, I was thinking like, oh god.
Well, it said
dude.
street racing / something.
Yeah.
What's the other thing?
So
Stunt
like before I
driving,
knew that it
yeah.
was the parking lot thing, like that, like it's still a mistake. Whatever. We all done dumb shit. We've all been there, done that. That bothered me a little bit more just because that is a bigger deal than doing donuts in a parking lot. But then come to find out that it was just a donuts in a parking lot. It's like, hey, man, you know what? You got to learn. You're a young kid. You got a lot of money. You're in an R8. Cops are already going to be out for you anyway. Like, live and learn. It is what it is.
Now, the other thing that did pop up in the report or article or whatever
is that he's unemployed.
was unemployed. That was funny.
So Star and him.
Here's another little bit of a
terminated. Bobby and Brad.
Oh, here we go. Let's Star and Deegan split ways.
So here's the other rant. His address was on there, right? And everybody's like, "Oh, you're blowing out his address." Blah, blah, blah. It's public record, dude.
Yes. As soon as you click the link to see that it wasn't fake, you were gonna see his address.
You were gonna see his address, and you were gonna Google it like I did, and you were gonna see that the house was 1.8 mil on 10 acres.
Why go that far? Somebody did send me a screenshot of like the Google Earth
Zillow
thing.
listings on, like you Google it and the Zillow listings on there.
Dude, somebody literally DM'd me like a screenshot of the house and stuff after we posted that, and I'm just like, guys, I don't care.
I mean, that does suck because like there are idiots out there that's gonna send mail, drive by,
100%,
do all kinds of dumb
100%.
shit,
Which don't do that. If you're
So
listening to
that
us
is the
and you think
dumbass
about
part.
it, don't do that.
So those are the things you take away from this situation as a young kid at 19 years old. You do something like this at the level you're at in life, people are going to find out personal information about you. So, boom, learn from that. You'll be okay.
Look, two, good lesson for him at this age for something stupid like this.
So, two, something was said in there about fake IDs. So
this was an article
I don't
read.
know what the situation was with the fake ID or whatever. He was very respectful to the police officer, which I don't see him being a dick to the police officer.
I don't think so either.
I don't.
He's probably never been in trouble before.
He's not.
So honestly,
he's not
he was probably shitting his pants a little bit. To be honest with you,
he was probably shitting his pants.
Yeah,
and he was probably very respectful to the police officer. Now I don't know if that was the only ID he had in his wallet or what, but a fake ID in Florida is a felony.
Yeah.
So, hey, again, take it and learn because because you were respectful, the cop let you go.
Yeah.
And, you know, if the cop wanted to be a dick, like, that's career over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's go back to some of the stuff that's happened in the sport like this before.
Yeah.
Jeff Emming, weed on the boat, Cowie.
Felony.
Yeah. Old boy's done. Gets dropped from Kawasaki. Goes to Yamaha. Career over, dude.
Never financially recovers from that.
Never recovers. No, he did all right.
He's fine.
He's okay.
He did all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right. Those MX lock-on grips look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Among other things he's done.
So, MX shit like that. Yamaha's pretty good at writing press releases about arrests because James Stewart got arrested for impersonating the police officer.
Yep.
Pretty sure he was the police officer that actually gave Hayden the ticket. No.
He's the one that popped the lights on?
Yeah, he popped the lights on.
Look, guys,
Shout out to whoever made that joke on Twitter.
There's been a lot worse shit. You go back to even with J Law and Josh Hill, and Hill's talked about this. You want to go way back to the days of like the 80s and 90s, fucking dudes burning down rental cars and just leaving them places like the Bob Hanna days.
It's just social media, dude. Like,
yeah.
It's the only reason we
Josh
know
Hill
about it.
and J Law flipping the rental car in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
J Law, dude, imagine if there was a phone around when he was dry humping that bike going into B-Lot. You remember that?
Or, trying to stab his friend.
Or biting that dude's ear off.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, that's the only reason we know about it. Like, this stuff has been going on for a while. It's not a big deal, even for our show. Like, what? Yeah. Like, live and learn.
Don't worry, the haters will bring on the comments here.
Yeah. Live and learn here. And here's what's going to happen is Bobby and Brad are going to have a conversation with Brian and Hayden and just give him a little bit of a lashing and be like, hey, man, let's not have this happen
Brian's
again.
Brian's going to be like, I beat the shit out of him already.
I beat the fuck out of him. I put him in a rear naked choke.
Did you see the other meme? I think Diffie put this one out. But it was Toretto.
You never had your car.
No, it was Toretto and Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker, when they got that 2JZ Supra or whatever.
Okay.
He said, I need you racing so I can make some money off your ass.
Yeah, I did see that
and
one.
It had Brian's face on
Yeah.
The internet never disappoints.
Just funny story. Friend of mine as a kid, he got into high school. He got into drinking stuff. Speaking of dads beating the shit out of people, right?
Oh, Jesus.
So he gets arrested in high school for minor in possession. They take him to jail. Dad comes down, bails him out, walks out of jail. Dad decks him in the face, gets arrested.
Oh, man.
Knew it was coming, but just did it anyway.
The days of the good old MIPs.
Yep. So
an MIP.
Anyway,
you got a minor in possession.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
So
you got mipped.
So that's enough of the Deegan arrest there. Anybody got a rant this week?
I don't. Yeah, just
No.
just the knuckle dragger fans out there.
Dude, bro, have
Just a
you
mouth
like how
breather.
I've been screenshotting some of these real shitty
Dude.
comments and reposting
They're
them
just
and
idiot-
stuff?
Yeah, we just need to keep doing that.
They're just nobody watches your show, and here you are.
Here you are commenting.
I am super excited, and you guys, well, they did a piece on it during Race Day Live, but then I told you about it. The Harrop possibly
yes,
going outdoors.
Yes,
That's cool.
That could be
Excited
cool.
for him. Harrop, Mikkel Harrop.
Is
For
he
Triumph, 250.
still
Ooh.
injured right now, or
No,
is he?
he's training.
Okay.
Harrop,
Ooh, Mikael.
Cairoli.
Yeah.
And this was a thing. We learned about this a while ago, but
Yep.
it wasn't confirmed, and now it is. It sounded like late into the summer.
Yep. As soon as they get that bike homologated, we
Yep.
will see a Ducati outdoors. This
We
year.
might see, and I
Which is
told
cool.
you, and especially Cairoli. We could see
Yeah.
Cairoli again.
Yeah.
Because that bike, Guadagnini's doing pretty damn good on that bike right now.
Yeah.
Is he ripping?
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's been top. Well, he's been top 10.
Hold
Having
on.
the- having
We
the-
have the
Today-
I
technology.
hate to sound like this guy, but top 10 in GPs, I don't feel like.
He was fourth.
What do you mean top 10 in GPs isn't a big deal? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, like top
He
10
was-
here in the
he
States
was
is way
fourth.
better.
How do you figure? Look at
Oh,
the top
here we
10.
go.
Excuse me.
What?
Host is speaking.
Excuse you.
He was Guadagnini was fourth
Yeah.
with a 4.7 today, and Sewer was 10th with a 13.
Oh, Sewer's been struggling. Did you just say top 10? Look at, man, I'm going to slap the shit out of you.
Yes, that will be cool to see though.
Oh,
So
the
that-
live ended, boys.
So that's cool.
What live?
That one, I got to restart it.
We,
Why did you have to restart it?
I don't know. TikTok just kicked me out, I think.
We got a couple.
weird.
We
Probably
got a,
said something stupid.
You don't have enough followers.
we got a couple other guys that are going to do some select races from over in Europe.
Yep.
Benoit Paturel, who
Yep.
was he's a French guy, rides
Do
450
not
class.
kick that camera. I will literally, if you fuck it up here.
And then it also sounds, and I think Southwick is going to be his first one. And this one actually shocked me a little bit, just because
I might be at Southwick.
I don't know if you know who the guy is, but Conrad Muse.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah, he's going to come over and do select rounds starting at Southwick for
Interesting.
the Crendon Honda team. So we're
God, you are gonna fuck that up. You're gonna an hour and 2 hours into the show, you're gonna change the angle of the main camera. You
We're
should have
gonna-
just walked in front of it instead of trying to fuck around behind it, because now you're stuck. He needs
What
a
an
coach.
idiot.
Needs a coach Rob thing for flexibility.
what an idiot. So yeah,
Jesus.
so outdoors we're gonna get some more guys out there in,
That'll be cool.
in both classes. So it's pretty cool. The hair up thing definitely excites me, just because I feel like Triumph needs a guy that can
Yeah.
make it through the whole entire season.
Yeah.
And then the Cairoli thing is just super cool, and the fact that we're gonna get to see the Ducati bike.
Yeah.
this early.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited
So,
for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Excited for it.
before we jump out of halftime here.
We got Denver in the.
No,
Oh
God.
Lord. have
Anyways,
mercy.
what?
AKA, I run these hoes.
Don't listen to this guy.
Okay.
Tell Denver he's lame.
Anyway.
Poo-poo on a sticker.
Anyway, so before we jump out of halftime here, I told you we were going to do this here in the show.
Okay.
I got 1 point to make too.
Okay.
Okay, go
I wanna
ahead.
get you guys' opinions on it, but do what you got going on.
Well, we're going to talk Formula 1 for a second.
Okay.
Oh,
go
all
ahead.
right.
Let it
So
Because I want to see if we can let's just see. I want to do this. I want to cut this, and I just want to put it up and just see what happens. Okay, does it get 100,000 views?
100,000 views.
it is Formula One, dude. Formula One just
Okay,
attracts
go ahead.
people.
So let me ask you this:
Probably not because we're idiots.
Let's
How
talk.
close
Formula
are you
One.
following Formula 1?
Did you watch all of Drive to Survive?
I'm watching Drive to Survive. That's about all I do. I
Okay.
saw Hamilton just got him and both Ferraris just got sent packing, disqualified from the race.
Really?
Oh, that's cool. I haven't watched. The
I
rest
didn't
of
see.
this, so
I
thanks
didn't
for
see that. I don't know.
Yeah, they got
Oh, well,
disqualified because their car was too low or some bullshit.
Interesting.
Pierre Gasly got canned too.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Those three
China.
Got canned or
like DQ'd.
oh,
That's
okay.
a bummer considering Hamilton won the sprint race yesterday.
All
He
right.
had an illegal ass car, so
Have you bought all the Lego Formula Ones yet, or what?
I'll be honest, no.
ooh, should I buy?
And I'm also not
Ah.
a Lewis Hamilton
Dude,
fan
they're
either.
sweet.
Not a Lewis Hamilton fan.
Well,
Anyways, Formula One.
it's okay. Formula 1.
Okay.
How long before Liam Lawson gets fired?
2 weeks.
You
He's
think
gonna,
2 more races?
No, he's going to get till the summer break, and if he doesn't get his shit together, he's out.
And they bring Danny Rick back?
No, Daniel Rick's retired.
And they bring Danny Rick
No,
back?
he's done.
So who do they put in that seat then?
They will probably bring up Yuki Tsunoda.
But you said Yuki and
They
Max don't get along.
But I think Christian Horner's going to tell Max to fucking suck it up.
But Yuki won't listen to him.
No, Yuki will not listen to him.
Because Yuki doesn't give a shit.
Yuki does
He
what
sucks, dude. Every time I see he crashes the car.
that was
He's
2 years
he's
ago.
Doing
He's
well
Oh,
this
he's new
year.
now.
Yuki does what Yuki wants to do.
Let's put it this way: Liam Lawson cannot
This is 2
get
weekends in a row.
better than 20th.
This is 2 weekends in a row right now where he has not been better than 20th in qualifying.
I know.
You
And-
never had your car.
Which
he-
is ironic because you watch what's it called, Drive to Survive there, and the whole flipping off Perez and all that shit. It's crazy to me.
Well,
how shitty he is this year.
it's also funny too because they had a sprint weekend, so they did one practice, sprint qualifying, the sprint race,
Yes.
and then qualifying
Which
for the
I'm
race.
so confused when they have weekends like this
yeah,
because
it's
I'm
weird
just like,
too.
why are we we're qualifying
It's-
for a sprint race and then we're
yes.
doing a sprint, so we're just adding another race?
Yeah,
we just
they've
want
ta-
to add more races.
And here's the thing: is too is they get less tires.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine for a second? We tell the guys, hey, by the way, there's going to be a 12-minute main event and a 30-minute qualifying session on Friday next week, and then the main race, all the main race stuff on Saturday, just like normal.
Yeah. So
How's that gonna go?
So
I think it'd be sweet.
So
I mean, it'd be sweet for us, but how do you think it's going to go with the ride?
so
you don't have to fucking ride during the week.
well,
You can only ride one day during the week.
hashtag Holsterco Reload Rant.
So Leo, so it's funny too because Liam struggled really bad in the sprint qualifying, and he worked his way
struggling
up.
really bad as a driver right now.
Yeah,
Period.
he worked his way through the sprint,
Which
but
is
like,
ironic because I won my first Formula One race yesterday.
Oh my god, shut up.
Oh, TikTok. Thanks for the love, Kevin. We got a Kevin in here giving us some love.
So yeah, so Liam goes in, he works his way through, but he gets like 15th or whatever in the sprint, which is not what Red Bull wants. They don't give a shit that he passed the other rookies other than Kimi Antonelli. And then he goes out and gets 20th again in qualifying. And they go to interview him, and they were just asking like, "Hey Liam, like what's going on? Been struggling or whatever?" He had nothing. He had nothing. He's just like, "Well, you know, we got to be better." And then the lady,
you
she's
talking
awesome too.
Horner?
Yeah, she's asking him like straight up in like mic in his face. What do you need to work on? And he's just, well, you know, we got to be better. I got to get a better handle, but like that's all I got to say. They kick it back to the booth, and they're just like, well, that's kind of concerning that he doesn't really know. Which the Formula One announcers, 1,000% better than our guys will ever be.
Sure.
Like 1,000% better.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
professional.
don't even get, actually, that could be my rant on how shitty the broadcast
They are
was last
professional,
night.
Oh,
but
yeah.
for them to be super critical of a driver is kind of like the one thing that they try not to do, especially because Martin Brundle is a former Formula One racer. But they just basically shit on him, and I'm just like, whoa.
I mean, he
I'm
deserves
like,
it,
that is
okay?
not good.
You watch Drive to Survive, and this isn't even like... It's not even like a hard thing to do, dude. Bro, you make your debut, you're flipping off veterans
getting into it with
in
everyone.
the race, getting into it with everyone,
Liam Lawson.
bitching about not having a seat,
Yeah, I
not
guess I haven't
driving.
even looked.
They give you this seat, and you shit the bed. And like, I kind of gave him last weekend because it was raining so shitty in Australia, but this weekend was dry.
Yeah,
and you still did fuck all.
It's not good when the other Racing Bulls driver, their junior team, Isaac Hadger, who like is the F2 guy, was battling with Bortoletto, is like doing better than him right now. And
Yes.
it's like Isaac Hadger nobody even mentioned him, and Liam just skipped over him. But Liam, I don't know, dude. I give him till the summer break, and if he hasn't got a shit, here's the problem that he's not put himself in. If he doesn't go get a podium,
Oh, yeah.
he's gone. Like Christian,
Oh, yeah.
go ask Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly how long their drives last before they get
100%.
axed.
My thing is too is like though you got to look at like Horner and them too and be like, you guys made this decision because you didn't want to go with Danny Rick because he was struggling or whatever, right? But at least Danny Rick, even struggling, is not getting 20th.
And at least Perez with him, you know, you were getting money from the Mexican government.
Yeah, so
Wait,
like,
what?
Yeah, Sergio Perez, like, that's the only reason
the
he's had
Mexican
seats.
government was paying for him to race Formula One.
Like the only reason Sergio
So
Perez
he's
is
out.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't have
he
a
doesn't
seat.
drive
He's-
anymore.
He's not even
Because
a test
of that reason.
because he got kicked because they hired Liam Lawson. He's not in Formula One. He's not even a reserve driver.
He wasn't even a shitty driver, though, was he?
No,
It wasn't great last
but he wasn't.
year,
but he
but
wasn't
it
doing
wasn't-
well up to Red
yeah.
Bull standards.
Yeah.
So he's
Well,
not
then
even a
put-
reserve driver.
Yeah, that's cutthroat.
That's the Formula One business, bro.
Cutthroat.
Do you think that one team will be better when Audi comes on
Kick
next year?
Sauber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think they'll improve a lot?
Yeah, I mean Audi's definitely like
I got one.
Audi.
boy.
Yeah, no, like they're good. They're good with their drivers right now, Hulkenberg and Bortoletto. But it's
Yeah.
gonna like Audi is gonna do really well, and there's a lot of money behind that team.
Yeah.
You can clip this if you want.
Well, that because that guy's a billionaire or something, isn't it? That owns it or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, no, they got
they're all billionaires. What do
They
you
got a
I
lot of
know.
money.
They
They got
really
a lot
are.
of money. Well, I mean, Toto Wolff's a multi-billionaire.
Why? What's he into?
He's the CEO and team principal of Mercedes.
He's the CEO. Of
He's the
Mercedes?
principal and the CEO of Petronas Mercedes F1.
The F1
I
team.
understand that, but that makes you a multi-billionaire.
Look him up. Look at all the shit that he's
He's
involved
got to
in.
be into some other shit then. It can't be just that.
It is.
There's no way.
Dude,
Nose candy's expensive, dude.
bro, the McLaren team for winning the Drivers' Championship or the Manufacturers' Cup got $130 million last year.
Okay, and that got reinvested right back into the team, no?
Oh, you don't think that they take a little off the top?
Okay,
You don't think that
it's
Zach
take a
Brown-
long time to take a little off the top to get to billions.
Not when you run the team.
I don't know.
It's probably like a net worth thing, right? Like his net worth is probably like multiple billions of dollars.
I think his net worth is like 2.2.
Okay, yeah. So net worth, which is way different than
He still
actual
has hundreds of
cash
millions of
value.
dollars.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Dude,
trust me, loaded.
Anyway, all right, so you can clip this if you want.
Okay, we'll clip
Also,
this.
shout out to some people in the chat. We got people talking now. We got people sending.
I know
races.
we got a couple. David's and Michael.
We got somebody saying Cole Spaghetti Live. What did I just not say earlier?
Maybe it was somebody you went to school with.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not.
So
Is this a rant?
After the news over the weekend, do we think Hayden Deegan should have Liam Lawson's seat?
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Yeah, and these guys are fired up in the chat. They want us to talk about Hayden and Brian Deegan should be in the new Fast and Furious movie.
Jesus.
You never had your car.
Look,
Never
bro, I
had to
noticed
cut.
how they left out Haley Deegan in that answer.
Hey, so shout out to Lance Owen. I don't know, he's probably not watching or part of this or not, but comment of the week was, well, I guess Hayden's a better driver than Haley.
So awful.
That's not hard to do.
It's not hard to do.
Rude.
All right, couple things in the
Not
chat
rude,
here.
Rude.
Australia from Michael. Australia had the first round on the weekend. Broadcast is way better than what you get on SMX.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not
What did
wrong.
he say?
The
Race day live was fucking terrible.
I mean, dude,
yesterday, from
and-
what I
and
heard,
Form-
I didn't watch.
I heard it was terrible.
And the Formula One broadcast, dude, from start to finish, from the first practice usually on Thursday to the last race. I mean, and plus, dude, like I said, the way that they structure their, even during just regular practice, like practice one, which is an hour, which is just bullshit. Nobody's really watching it. The way they structure everything, the information you get from down in the pits, the people that are talking, the way they articulate things,
yeah,
like no commercials at all. Like they don't stop for shit.
yeah.
Hey, I would love it, but our sport will never be Formula One. I'm
No, we
sorry,
won't,
boys.
unfortunately. But we can at least strive to be as good
We
as
can't
IndyCar.
be Formula One because we have fucking plumbers 30 seconds off still lining up at the
Oh boy, here we go. Here
Can we
comes
at
the
least
privateer
strive?
talk.
Can we at least strive to be like IndyCar? Maybe.
Is
You don't have guys in Formula One doing it for the Instagram bio. I promise you that.
is Cadillac coming into Formula One in 26? David asked.
That's what they're saying, but
Because they were supposed to be a Andretti team or something, right? And then Formula One told them no.
I think it's more likely you do IndyCar with Cadillac.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyway.
Denver said, let's hear about Anderson getting straight bullied all night. Bro, go back about 20 minutes and
I
listen.
was going to say, go back and watch the 450 recap. All right, anything else for halftime from you two?
I got one for you.
You also
guys.
wouldn't have OnlyFans in Formula One either.
So
I wouldn't say anything
getting
yet.
stalling to the races. What? Chill,
Good
fam.
on Justin Brayton.
Chill, fam.
Chill, fam.
Chill,
Good
fam.
on Justin Brayton.
Logan Carnell making all the mains.
Slay.
Okay, let me ask you guys this, and
Sus.
I think
Very
I-
sus.
That was very sus.
Very sus.
I don't know. Maybe I was talking it over with Denver or Willis or one of the two when we went riding the other day.
Okay.
But we kind of feel like the Tedder teams and the HEP teams and the club teams.
Yes.
Like we're gonna see this transition where those are gonna be like, I want to go to that team.
God, I wish.
As WSX starts to get better and bigger.
Yes.
Depending how that
Talk
goes
about that
this
shit.
year,
Yes.
man, I can see a lot of guys like forfeiting a factory Cowie ride or forfeiting a factory Honda ride to go to these teams because
Yes.
they've got leverage right now.
Yes.
And I think at this point in time, you can make a bike pretty good with off-the-shelf parts. You can get
Especially 450.
you can get a little nerdy guy in there with a computer and really figure shit out.
You don't even need that much. Most of these guys talk about how much they do not need anything on a
I mean,
450.
look at Cooper riding a stock engine.
Yeah.
You know, you get a good guy that
It's not fully stock.
whatever ECU, I'm sure. But you can get a guy in there to figure out an ECU.
Oh, yeah.
Twisted Development is very competitive. Look at Roxon's bike. He doesn't even have coated lowers on the suspension.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I love it.
I think that I think it's really cool. I think that maybe if a factory team wants to slash budgets a little bit and be a little more profitable on their end, just offer some support over to a privateer team.
We can kick the cycle of the manufacturers running the sport.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll fully run that yet unless we go into a major
No, it's gonna take a
economic
while.
recession
Yeah.
where they're like, "Oh, we don't want to spend all this money on this," and then they kick it down to teams like that. But we'll see. Yeah, speaking of World Supercross, that was the last thing here. I guess we'll talk about on the
South
halftime.
Africa.
South Africa, Argentina.
The South Africa
Wait,
one.
did they release the schedule?
Not all of it.
The South Africa one. Did you see the stadium they're going to? Big as hell.
Is it?
It's a soccer stadium.
Yeah, if you got the schedule, pull it up. But yeah, World Supercross, if they can get their shit together, I think it'll be cool.
The South Africa one is huge though. That's a big fucking deal. And
It's a long ways away.
That's a big deal. Although, and I don't know much about that part of the world, but I was reading though that it could be an issue depending on the time of the time of year, in the sense of things get stolen in that area.
In Cape Town?
Yes, in that part of the area. But then there was other
Interesting.
people that are like, it's not that bad.
I don't know.
So, but that's big, dude.
Of course, stolen. Like they're going to break into the stadium?
I don't know.
Because you got to think about this. This is not American Supercross.
No.
There's not 40 vans parked out in the thing. This is cases with bikes in them brought into the stadium, set up in the stadium, basically.
I think it's a big deal, though, to have something like this in South Africa.
Yes.
Cape Town, of all places? That's
yeah,
cool.
so...
Cape Town, home of Liat, my former employer.
There you go.
That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, no, Cape Town, Buenos Aires, and London's what's been announced, and I'm hearing 7 rounds.
Those are some pretty big time cities. For
Yep,
sure.
London's been there, so that's no surprise there. The Buenos Aires is new though, so that's cool.
Are those all like MLS stadiums? And
I
stuff?
have no idea.
idea.
I haven't looked that deep into it. I haven't heard anything about it. All I've kind of heard is just the talk of that they're going.
They need to have one in France.
And saw the thing.
They
So
need to have one in France.
I don't think we'll have one
They
in France.
really need to They need to, and I think we've talked about this. They really need to try to do Asia.
Yeah.
They need Asia. They need to try to bring that market in.
France would be a huge market, but I don't know if they'll do it unless they join up with what do I want to call it? Paris SX.
Yeah.
But that won't
the
happen.
Proper term for it?
Yeah, but that won't happen.
Yeah, I think that's the power struggle right now.
They would
Yeah.
just basically have to get the French Federation
Because the
would be
Paris
biggest.
the Paris SX guys make way too much money on that race.
They would-
Correct.
To team
Brazil
up.
Brazil would be a big deal because we see how big their series are.
I'd
in
heard a
general.
rumor about Brazil, which it wouldn't surprise me if they do Brazil with going to Buenos Aires and make it like a loop down there,
And
basically.
the only other one that I think would be a big deal is Italy.
Yeah.
Because I just look at the fans.
Well, let's
I'm
see
not
here.
looking so much the area.
So we're
just the
doing. So we're
fans.
doing 7, right? So we've got Cape Town, London, Buenos Aires. Obviously, the
Buenos
middle
Aires is Brazil, correct?
Argentina.
Okay, I'm.
But you still get-
But we
you-
need to go to
That's okay.
Brazil bad.
Yeah.
You still get those rabid fans.
Obvi-
The Argentinian GPs are always huge.
Obviously, we're gonna go to.
Canada.
No, the Middle East, whatever that.
Oh,
spot
Abu
is.
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, Yaz Arena or whatever the hell it's called.
We'll probably go to Australia.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard Canada, but then I heard maybe not Canada.
Yeah, I think that one's
So
up in
then
the air
it's
in
just
general.
where's that other round? Because now we've basically filled out the 7. If we're doing 7, which is what I'm hearing, now we basically filled out that 7. So where's the 7th round?
I feel like
What?
if you're gonna do the work.
I'm seeing. Are you wearing DC shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Denver wants to know if you got him. Fred Freeze's box man.
What?
Denver, Travis wasn't around at that
Yeah,
time.
you don't even know who Fred Freeze is.
I
Anyway,
remember the
continue.
story.
Yeah.
But anyway,
No,
we'll go over the
I
DC
feel like,
shoes in a second.
I feel like if you're gonna do that,
So maybe a Brazil or something. There's got to be another one in there because
Do you-
I'm hearing 7.
do you feel that if they could figure out a way, but they were a long way off from this just because of Feld, have to figure out a way to try to get one in the States?
They need to get one in the States, but you're
won't.
you're
They'll-
probably
No, that's what I mean.
you're,
Their
you're
clamps on
years
that
you're
shit.
years out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have to find an individual stadium that Feld doesn't have control over, which I just don't think you do right now.
They could bring back the Edge of Summer at Soaring Eagle Casino.
I was gonna say that would be something. That would be
Do
what
one
you'd
there.
have to do. You'd have to go to a fairground
Yeah.
or something.
Maybe they'll be the first one to have a Supercross race at Coda.
I was just gonna say
That-
I knew
that
he was
could
gonna
be a
all
thing,
horned up
too.
about
Dude, I
Coda.
am come on, man. Like
I'm so horny for Coda.
We have talked about this. Having a Supercross race at Coda, I don't give a shit when anybody says that would be a huge fucking deal.
I don't know. Look, I'm not getting as overly excited about this time as I did
No,
when they
no,
first
no.
came out.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's improvements if we're going to 7 rounds.
Let's just stay with 7 rounds because we had 7 rounds last year and it quickly dwindled.
The
right?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, we've got 3 announced already.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any way we don't go back to Abu Dhabi. I don't think there's any way we don't go back to Australia.
Yeah. Or
So
London.
I think it's at least 5.
Yeah.
I'm hearing 7.
The South Africa thing is big, though.
Yeah,
so
that is.
Do we get Eli Tomac?
Yes.
Ooh, good question. They're using him on the thing.
I mean, look, man,
Okay.
Eli.
The first 2 they've announced of Cape Town has Eli Tomac, and London has Eli Tomac,
Dude, I
and
think-
Buenos Aires has Ken Roxon.
I think Eli had too much fun doing that.
I think so,
I don't
too.
think why.
Oh,
he
dude, he
wouldn't-
rode it like 80%. We
Yeah.
were in the whole whoop section and kicked
And
the shit
still
out of
kicked-
everybody.
I think he
Yeah,
had too much
right.
fun, man. He had too much fun. He made good money. I
Yeah.
don't see why we wouldn't.
I don't either. So,
All right, we need to get into the two.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
get into 250s.
all right, yeah,
Six one long.
that has been your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. Make sure to look them up. Thanks again to Rev X Products for presenting the show. Get your free NANO XTREME sample there, and we're gonna jump into our 250 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing for all your mini bike needs. KTM 50s, KTM 65s, PW 50s, KTM 85s, KTM 125s, Yamaha 125s. Check it all out. ProFlowRacing.com. Links in the description down below.
Yes, sir.
Thrasher goes 3-3-2 for first
You know why he won?
because we're in the South.
Because he had 2 handguards.
Well, that's a thing too. This is a weird Nate Thrasher ride,
I
dude.
You know who he reminds me a lot of? He's like the new Blake Baggett. He'll just come out of the woods and just win, and then go back into the woods.
The whole time
Look.
last night, everybody who watches the show knows I'm a believer in Nate. I've stuck up for him, but I've also said that he does have his problems. It's very well known. But the whole entire time last night, I just could not stop laughing because I'm like, of course, Nate would get better. He wouldn't win a fucking main, and he would still get the overall.
Yep.
Like,
Hey,
this is just...
checks cash.
Yep.
But
I
it's just weird,
dude,
though, because usually when Nate wins,
Oh, he just
like,
dominates.
he actually dominates and wins.
Nope.
But this was actually a very...
Just consistent
It's
last night.
consistent.
Picture
like,
of consistency.
which is really good for him. But like you said, he's finally being able to ride more than one day during the week.
Yep.
That was interesting to hear. I thought he'd been riding at least a little more.
Yeah, I
but-
mean,
His finger's fucked.
his
Do you see
finger
that
is
thing?
fucked.
In the
Fucking
interview?
sideways,
Well, you
dude.
put 2 handguards on.
Yeah.
Put 2 handguards on. Yeah, no, I'm all about it. But like I said, I'm just laughing the whole time because
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, this is just a weird for Nate to win this way.
Dude, I said it afterwards. I was like, this is just typical, like, Thrasher just out of nowhere wins one, just randomly.
Let me ask you guys, that first main when Vial was catching RJ, and then out of nowhere, Nate just was on his
Just
way to
there.
finish. Do you think 1 or 2 more laps, Nate gets both of them?
Maybe.
Because Nate caught Vial from pretty
Maybe.
far back, and Vial caught RJ.
Yeah.
Because when I saw Tom closing up in the sand section after the tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ooh, if he drives it in and come back across start, and then all of a sudden I look up and Nate's like right. I'm like, where the fuck did Nate come from? Like I knew he was
the
in.
whole first main. They really got to the back of RJ.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought the whole time I'm laughing. I'm happy for Nate. He's been struggling, but it was just that was a weird way for him to win the main.
Yep.
Something about Nate Thrasher in the South.
Just win.
They
just
just have
wins.
Kevin to hammer that one home too, but yet
Yep.
he's won in fucking Salt Lake before in Vegas.
Yeah.
Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
Is he a hard dirt guy then?
I don't know.
That would
I mean,
point
he
to
won.
yes.
He won in Atlanta though, and that really wasn't.
Yeah, that wasn't hard dirt.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Nate just has those
He's just-
moments.
Nate
of
just
when
has
he's
days,
on,
man.
And when he's on, it's really hard to beat
Nasty
him.
Nate. Well,
100%.
I mean, I always go back to that season against Hunter Lawrence. Like he gave Hunter Lawrence a handful
Yeah,
until he weeded
fits.
his shit.
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
So-
you could look at that season that there were times where like, ooh, Nate was the fastest guy,
Yeah.
but he landed on his head too many times.
Yeah.
All right. RJ goes 1-2-5 for second.
That's gotta hurt.
Let me ask you though,
That's gotta hurt.
do you believe? I'm not saying I don't believe him because I feel like RJ's.
believe?
I feel like RJ is a pretty straightforward guy, especially everything he's been through. But do you believe everything he was saying that he just like he was off or he wasn't faster?
Look, man.
Because he kept pointing to that, but I didn't
I
see
think
anything out of. I didn't see him struggling
It's
with
just
anything.
weird that he.
I don't think he had it because Hammaker walked his ass in that second.
Yeah.
one.
But he kept pointing to is that he was, which that happens. We know this happened in the Triple Crown. These guys aren't used to trying to get that loose that early. But he kept, and I wouldn't call it an excuse, but he just seemed to rely on that
do
every
you
time.
think it's just I didn't have it because that last one just kind of went?
I don't know. It just
Yeah.
seemed. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying it was lying or
Because
otherwise.
if I'm going to read into it, what I see is okay. Memory of the most recent, right? Because there was a lot that happened. Obviously, you raced 3 times plus all day. You just go to that last one that you just did, and you're just like, dude, I just didn't have this. Like, okay.
I mean,
was
Tom
just tick
and-
off.
He seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and that's why
I
PRM
don't think
guy.
he's.
I think he's
I don't
being
think he's
real.
BSing us. hardly.
Yeah,
But
and I'm not saying he was. It's just, I mean, yeah, Tom and Nate ran him down the first one, and Hammaker
Yeah.
walked him the second one, and the third one, he just had bad luck. It was just weird because usually you don't hear RJ say that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, was this a byproduct of he just wasn't feeling it and he wasn't fast enough and he just relied on that? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm not reading much into it either.
Vial goes 253 for third.
Dude, he's
Just red
just
dogging his
dunging
way,
it.
Bro.
Red dogging his way
You
to
think
this
he's
title.
raw dogging it?
He's red dogging it,
Oh.
I think I
ferrying his way to this title.
got to
dude.
disagree with
fairy.
Eric. I got to disagree with Eric a little bit. I still say I think he's being a little too conservative. I think there's been times this year.
No, he wants to win.
Look, that
Yeah, but on the flip side, in that thing, he's like, "Yeah, I'll take podium, or I'll take a championship over wins all day."
Yeah, 100%, which is what he's doing.
and I just think that there's been times, but obviously he's going to know better and he's right. The championship matters more.
Yeah.
But I just feel there's been times this year where he could have won or just laid it out a little bit more.
Yep.
And he just kind of like, look, man, big picture. And that's fine. Like, if this wins him another title, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But I also don't believe him in the sense, though, that if he wins this championship without a win, he's going to be happy. I think he's
Yeah,
going to, KTM's going to
very-
be happy, but he ain't going to be happy that he didn't win one fucking race.
Till that direct deposit hits.
Maybe.
If it hits.
If it hits.
If it hits, yeah.
You're just talking about a guy that's been used to winning a lot in
Oh,
his
I
career, and
understand.
even over here, like how up and down he's been.
Yeah.
I don't. And you are a perfect example of somebody who has talked about him like how well he did last year, but you kind of lost him in the shuffle because it was all about Hayden.
Yeah.
This is because he hears this noise. It's not like you're the only person that has said this before. Other people have said it. I disagree with it, but I get where you're coming from.
But hey, did you listen to my Daniel Blair podcast?
No,
Because I said he is my pick to win this title now.
is he really?
Oh, we forgot to tell the viewers that you were on Daniel Blair's podcast.
I blew
Big
it out.
fucking
It's okay.
celebrity
Is
over here.
that all? Yeah, I don't care. I'm just
Loser.
kidding. I'm just kidding. That's cool, bud.
I'm seen by tens and tens of people.
Were you nervous, dude?
No.
Um,
Bro, I could talk all
so
day.
yeah, he could. So
I literally told him when I called him after the Zoom thing shut down, I was like, yeah, sorry, man. I'm like Max Anstey. You just got to just say like go and I'll start talking and I won't stop. So it's good that you gave me the 1 minute mark.
Do you think he gets a win, or do you actually think he wins this Tim Ferry style?
I
'Cause
think
you gotta
there's a high probability at this point he wins it Tim
He
Ferry
could win
style.
it Tim Ferry style.
'Cause we
If
got
you
two
go
more-
and listen to my breakdown on the Daniel Blair
because we got
podcast,
two more East West shootouts as well, though.
I break this down as basically like, dude, like everybody else is faster than him, but they cannot hold it together. So
Well, unfortunately,
it's
one of those
just like-
guys is now out.
and then Anstey too, which that's a whole nother bummer.
Yeah, did you see the theory kind of going around that when Deegan's around, VL rides better in Supercross?
No,
You kind of see that going around?
no, I did not. But that's funny.
I mean,
We just can't do anything without Deegan nowadays.
yeah, you're right. But
I mean, that's a stupid
Dude,
theory.
the 450 class is boring because Deegan's
but I mean,
not
it
racing
does have a little
because
bit of
Hayden's
weight.
not at the stadium. The fucking racing
That's
sucks.
the
I mean,
only
it does have a
reason
little
that
bit of
Coop's
weight to
winning.
it because I mean,
It's probably because he doesn't like him.
Well, yeah, I mean, in like Indy,
Yeah.
with him behind there, he wasn't going to let his ass pass him.
Yeah,
Or-
he rode really well in Indy.
Or
with pressure.
all of last year in Supercross. Go back to Philly, where Hayden was hounding his ass the whole time, and
Or-
Tom looked the best he's ever
Yeah,
won. He didn't
yeah.
even win the race.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
is there something there?
I think a lot of guys
Uh,
that Hayden has battled with since he's went pro that haven't gone to the 450s yet.
Yeah.
And if you want to give him credit because of who he is, that's fine. It's motivation to beat him. And if they want to say that Tom gets a little bit more motivation when Hayden's around, that's cool. I won't knock it because it's actually he did stuff outdoors last year and rode a little bit more aggressive than he normally would due to him wanting
Yeah.
to beat Hayden.
Yeah.
So if you want to give Hayden credit, I can roll with
God,
that.
look at Deegan, just making other riders
Just making
better.
other riders better. You know
Jeez.
what though?
What a guy.
He didn't make Jet better when Jet got hurt.
Well. All right. Haymaker goes 9-1-1 for fourth.
Call
Just-
911 because that track was hot.
That track
Bro.
was slick,
Hey, he was riding.
bro.
He was riding hot.
Does everybody have to start getting a little worried?
Does he leave and just go? I had them covered.
Like you,
He did
you-
have them
are
covered.
you like getting worried like a pro circuit thing?
I'm getting worried for everybody in general. If Seth keeps riding like this, like
He looked damn good.
He
and
looked real
and
good.
don't get it twisted. I don't want to hear what anybody said. If he doesn't go down and if he doesn't wash the front in that first main, he walks everybody.
100%.
But
Yeah.
I'm not
you-
arguing
I
that.
thought maybe he was going the
No.
direction like Mr. Mitch Payton over here was like, oh, the rest of my team's gonna be down.
I think Pro Circuit should get worried because he might leave and go to Stars.
Yeah.
No,
He'll be signing that star
speaking of that,
contract.
what's up with Kitchen? What was the latest on Kitchen?
I don't know.
Anybody
I don't
heard
know.
anything,
I
or
don't
just
know.
kind of radio silent?
He's just radio silent. I mean,
Okay.
just healing up.
do you think? You think Tom's going to win the title? But, dude, if Seth, he's got confidence now,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Look, I understand.
And he's 13 down.
As I said, and again, I didn't have last night to
He's
go
gonna
off
need some
of.
help, though.
He is.
I just said, hey, Seth is good, but I gotta see him hold it together. He has to finish the series.
No,
for
I agree.
me, okay,
And that's his mentality too, though.
yes,
And
Which is the most important.
which
part.
could help here.
And the technique thing, man, it's spot on. He is riding a lot like Jet and Hunter right now. If you look at his
100%,
body positioning, he is
100%.
And it's
that ain't Jet and Hunter. That's Michael Byrne. Hats off to
well,
Michael
yeah,
Byrne.
Michael Byrne definitely helping out too. But I love it though. I mean, obviously, I'm a Seth Hammaker fan. I would love to see him win this title. It'd be cool if RJ or Tom did too. But everything Seth's been through. But I mean, you look at the rest. There's 2 more East-West shootout for these boys, and like I said, we could get mudders from here on out. Seth
Yeah.
grew up in the Northeast. He knows how to ride in the mud,
Yep.
dude. If he clicks off and if he gets another win, which his next chance would be Philly at an East-West shootout.
What? 13 points down, correct?
Yep, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's,
so think back to Detroit. Like I said, if he and Steve keeps making that joke, he's like
17th in Detroit, by the way.
17th in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one piece of chicken away from being the points leader right now.
Yeah.
and it's wild too, man. And I think
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
RJ Hampshire is one fucking tough block away from reading the points.
Well,
Leading the points.
Reading the points.
reading the points.
I'm sure he's reading the points
I
a
think,
lot.
I think Seth, if he gets a little
I
bit,
hit my head.
you did, you fell too. No, I'm excited. I'm good for that though. That was, I mean, on a track that a lot of people were struggling with.
Yeah.
Seth, other than the wash in the front,
Yep.
good.
Yeah, he looked really, really good.
All right. Dax goes 874 for 5th. Okay.
He was kind of motoing in that last one.
Yeah.
Wasn't
It wasn't bad. That's not bad for
he's
him.
good.
What
I'm
did he
okay
go
with
down
it.
in the first one with the?
I don't remember.
He went down.
Probably.
a lot.
Yes,
hang
he
on,
was.
hang on.
Yes,
He
was
did
in
go
that-
on one
A
of
little
those.
bit of a reload rant here.
He was in that
Who
pile.
the fuck watered the track?
Dude, they were trying to catch up.
Oh my god, they put way
Did
too
you
much
not watch the LCQs? They were
put
trying to
way
catch up.
too much liquid love on that thing.
I think
100%.
Landon Gordon agrees with that.
Yeah, dude.
No, Landon,
Oh,
Landon
man.
Gordon was
That race was a disaster.
Oh god, we forgot to talk SMX.
Oh, dude.
Poor club
Who
guys.
cares?
Poor
Who
club
cares?
guys.
I
Yeah.
can't talk. I don't care about any of those kids, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, you're gonna. I mean, they're
When
the
they
next
go
men
pro,
up.
sure, but like right
Poor
now,
Alexander Fedortsev and Ryder Melanowski.
I can't even pronounce those names.
He's
so
Russian,
we're not
so
gonna
that's
that
talk
wild.
about
Malinowski kid.
him. Is he allowed to race? That's not a joke.
Easy.
That's not a
Oh,
joke.
like
That's a
Russian Bob?
They don't
yeah.
come. They're not Russian oligarchs.
Doesn't matter.
He's just Russian.
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't think-
Russian Bob couldn't fucking
Anyway,
race.
that poor kid, he had the race
Malinowski?
won in Detroit, got flat.
Yep.
Oh,
I think he
Fedortsev.
had that one won last night.
Yep.
He's
Fedortsev, yeah.
definitely in Bobby's semi signing a letter of
He
intent.
100%.
He's already
100%.
I think he's already signed.
He's already signed a star.
Star.
No, I'm serious. I think he's actually already signed.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a joke.
I
I
think
think that
he is
he's on
too.
club until like.
Seriously, he signed.
No, I'm serious. Like I'm not fucking with you. I think he actually is already signed.
Who's your source, Mitch?
All right, let's keep going. Speaking of club, Max Bolin goes 4.610 for 6th
With that handbrake.
with the handbrake.
With the handbrake, bro.
Dude, when they were talking on the broadcast about how tricky that is, I was screaming at the. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean Max is just kind of doing Max things at this point. So
Yeah, it's not bad. Hymus 6.10.6 for 7th.
I think that crash in Indy off the tunnel.
Dude, that was a hit. for
Yeah.
God, that was
Hymus.
bad.
Get to outdoors, Hymus. We know you
Just
can
get-
win out
just
there.
get
bro.
to
Let's get the outdoors, homie.
And he's already said it, and he's on record saying outdoors is the focus for him.
Yep. Cullen Park 10.97 for 8th.
Cullen's sneakily having a good season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hope he
where
has.
where was Faulkner? 11?
Hold on, we'll get to him. Hardy.
Dude.
7.11.8 for 9th.
What the
and
fuck?
Hardy
was partying.
partying in the top 5.
Hardy's been partying for a minute now.
Man, dude,
I don't get
he
it.
was looking fresh.
Somebody
last night.
needs to just tell him
Sporty.
to chill out at the beginning of mains.
Bro, he was looking sporty last night.
Because top 10 all day long if he could just chill out for a
100%.
second.
100%. Fork 11.89 for 10th.
So Faulkner.
Lacks confidence.
So you watched the Lewis Phillips
interview.
as well.
Yes.
And I'm with him 100%. And what did I tell you guys? He had fucking brain surgery.
Dude, just get through this year, man. Just get through this
I
year.
know. Dude, so the funny thing is Coach Rob is hard on him sucking ass right now.
Really?
Oh, dude, text me every race.
Does he not like
Fucking
Austin?
Faulkner. I don't know if he's got a problem with Austin. He just is not pumped on his results right
He's,
now.
I mean, he's been struggling,
Look,
but
and he
it's not
mentioned-
great.
So, like, what he said made a lot of sense, Austin.
Yeah.
Like, Colin Park and Faulkner battling. They've
Yeah.
been battling to the death this year. And
Yes.
and like he said, no offense to all those other guys, he's never been in the back of the pack. And
No.
those guys are squidding out, and he's getting tense. He's riding tight. So, with that being said, while I was watching that, like, through my head, I'm like, let's see him with a start.
Yeah.
What's he do if he starts out front?
Yep.
I'm okay with the Alessi fade. All the fucking haters out there will be like, oh, he faded, he sucks.
Yeah. But I'm with
Get
you.
up there and relearn the pace.
Yep.
Loosen up a little bit. Because that's where you belong up there. Speed's still there. We saw it in Indy.
100%.
So, I don't know, man. I think just getting through the season is
Yeah.
a win for him.
Yep.
And I think to just fucking get off his dick.
Yeah.
Basically.
I also think Mike Brown's probably telling him, hey, dude, you need to make it through because if you go down, we don't have anybody.
Yeah.
What's his contract situation?
I don't remember. Multi-year.
It was
It's multi-year.
2.
Yeah.
With a third-year 450 option, correct?
I don't know if it was a third-year 450 option or not, but it's at least 2.
It's at least 2 locked in.
Yes.
Okay. And he also
Um,
just had a fucking child.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing,
Well,
too.
hey, man, somebody was riding a Triumph 450 at the GP today, so that was interesting.
Who was riding it?
Some privateer, some local French
Some
privateer.
local plumber in Europe.
All right. Most
Yes.
of these we're going to speed through, but I do want to talk about this next guy a little bit because I had some thoughts on him. Carson Mumford goes 5.421 for 11.
We're about to hate on
I'm
Mumphy
actually
'cause it's
pretty bummed for Mumphy because, yeah, we like to hate on him.
Yeah. Well,
it's deserved
is he?
Why?
because he's a dick.
Are we? Are we overlooking him and like forgetting how good he was coming up through the ranks? Obviously, his pro career has not been great,
Yeah.
but him and Yoder basically were both stitched to be
next
Geico's
guys.
next dudes
Yeah.
until that all fell apart and then got fucked. Basically,
I mean, dude, there's something about the Bakersfield boys, like in California,
Dude.
because you look at I don't think
You
Yoder
mean Jet Reynolds and 2-time?
no, 2-time Jet
2 times
Reynolds,
out?
2 times out. But think about the Bakersfield in that area. Think about it, and it's been like it's pretty much been
Yeah.
the hot shoes. So I don't think Yoder's from that area, but obviously he's from
Yeah.
California. But you think about Ryder D,
Yep.
Jet Reynolds,
Yep.
Styles Robertson,
Yep.
Carson Mumford.
They don't have that dog in them because everything has just been.
The-
they ain't had to
But
grind.
Mumford's been good this year.
Remember a few years back how high I was on him? I don't know
Yeah.
if it was before Bar X or whatever. I was watching
Yeah.
the vlogs and the videos. I was like, dude, Mumford is going to surprise some people.
And
Shit
this
the
year-
sheets.
Mumford
Dude.
has always had this raw speed and the talent. That's not new to me. It's just the way things end up for him is pretty much his entire career, man. Like when he used to just handle everybody on minis, and I
Yeah.
remember when he went to the big bike, and everybody's like, "Oh, dude, like Mumford, like he's gonna start clicking everything's off."
What's the report on him? Broken leg?
Mumford,
Achilles?
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything
Although
yet.
I did see Ryder D's riding again. What the fuck?
That's
Is he
crazy.
riding it?
He's already back on a bike.
That's
So-
crazy.
Not
Um,
good. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Mumford was part of this Millsaps kind of,
That must be
thing, too.
new. I didn't realize that either.
which I don't. Millsap seems to be doing pretty
Millsap's got his shit together because he fucked himself up. Period. So
What was in the locker?
good. Yeah, we don't know what was in the locker.
Maybe one day we'll figure out what was in the locker.
All right, let's keep rolling here. Henry Miller goes 12, 14, 11 for 12.
Would have been a
Henry Miller.
great Pulp MX fantasy pick, but we're in fucking Michigan.
Good
so-
for Henry Miller, man. Just keeps making well, he's pretty much done that his entire career.
Michael Hicks goes 15, 12, 12 for 13th.
Michael Hicks is saucy.
Lorenzo Lacrucio,
He's
16,
nasty on the
13,
bike, dude.
14 for 14th.
Lorenzo Lacurcio.
Lance Kobush, 14, 18,
Kobush.
13,
Pretty nasty on a bike,
15.
Another Team Green product that kind of never.
Luke Neese,
Remember Carter
13,
Halpern?
17,
Sure.
18 for 16th.
Chill.
Hamden Hudson.
Hamden Hudson.
Who's that?
I don't
Kid
know.
out of the Northeast.
Good
I
for
think.
him,
Some
dude.
kid
He
from
made that-
Danville, Virginia.
Hey,
He must have. Did he make it in the LCQ?
Yeah, sure.
Fir-
18, 16, 15
first main ever.
for 17th.
I think that's actually his first Supercross because he was doing the SMX
Good.
next stuff.
Good for him.
Crockett Myers, 19, 19, 16 for 18.
Davy Crockett. I just think whenever I hear Crockett Myers, I think of the raccoon hat.
Okay.
Okay.
Nick Romano, 17, 21, 17 for 19th.
Kind of just building back, man. He's got a God, dude. He's got.
We're not building, we're not back, and we're not better.
He's not better.
He's
He's
got a blown ACL,
he's not better.
He's got a blown
He's
ACL?
got a blown knee.
Yeah, his knee's
Oh.
fucked. His knees. That's why he was out.
and I'm
Got it.
kind of bummed on that because, dude,
He is saucy.
people forget how good he was when he was running the 511 on
Look-
the Star bike.
Yeah.
Look, bro, I always give him shit about this. I go back to Unadilla 2021 or 2022, his rookie year, and he was making Jet Lawrence work for
Yeah,
him.
I remember
Yeah.
that,
I mean, that's like the highlight of his career. Like,
I saw that clip come up on Instagram
Yeah.
the other day. I was like, oh, hey, Nick Romano.
Jet's like, who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah. Gage Linville, 2015, 20 for 20th.
Look at that dirt. Look at the dirt bike depot getting two guys in. Him
The
and
Dirt
Crockett.
Bike Depot. Lane Shaw, 21, 2019,
Shaw, Daddy Shaw.
21st. And Trevor Collop goes 22, 22, 22 for 22nd.
That's a Tyler Bowers product right there.
Yes.
Crashed out.
Trevor Collop.
No, I know. I think he crashed out.
No, yeah,
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
He started with Steven Squire,
First
and then I
name.
think ended up with Tyler Bowers.
All right, and that's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
your 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. Did you have any X from the X segment?
Yes, let's check out X. We got a couple.
Okay, we got a couple. This is
over
going to
on
be your Rev X Products X segment.
Not X-rated.
Not X-rated.
It could be.
No, it's not.
we're
It
not
might
going
be.
there.
We're not.
It might be.
No,
We're
it's
not.
Stop.
It might be.
We're
You should
not.
charge your phone more.
I've been watching our own live from
Oh.
my burner account.
Okay, so
Is that why your phone on's red?
Yeah.
what do we
That's
got?
us live in the corner right
Because
there.
I want to go eat, so hurry this up.
Yeah. this is
NL
going
Mac.
This guy's always leaving stuff. Good for him.
After 10 rounds of 250 racing, only Deegan is a repeat winner. Is that real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, it is.
Okay.
He really.
Have you seen
I
another
mean, it's not
two-
wrong.
He's not
Yeah,
wrong. I
yeah.
don't care.
Have you seen another 250 Supercross season with so many different winners and few repeat winners?
Oh, I don't
What
have any
does this say of the
clue.
class?
I don't have any clue.
That there's a
Parity's
lot of-
high.
It's good for us as fans, but what I will say is it's just shows the inconsistency of this entire group of people.
100%.
I don't obviously have stats for you, but I would probably think the only time you would ever see this many winners, and it's probably not even this many winners, you would probably have to go back to those days of like when Barsha, Baggett,
Oh, not even that.
Dean Wilson.
Because Barsha dominated. Dean Wilson had a string of domination.
So you'd probably have to go back to like the Villapoto, Langston, Townley days of like the mid 2000s.
I don't know.
Even
I'm
those
out
guys,
on this.
those
I
guys
don't
were all
have any
dominant.
idea.
Well, RV wasn't. RV wasn't dominant in Supercross.
Yeah, but
on
he
the
won
250.
more than one race.
Oh, he definitely won more than one race.
Yeah, so-
I think it'd be hard. You'd have a hard time finding this many guys.
That's pretty interesting there, NL Mac.
Good
John
call.
J. One, do you think Fortner will be back up to speed next season? We kind of just covered
Maybe.
that a little
Yeah,
bit.
go watch the
I hope so.
250s here.
Get
We
on
kind of
the fly.
I
talked
think
about
it's
it.
just a lot of just building the confidence.
Yep.
Building the confidence. Who wins in the end, Sexton or Webb?
Well, Chase rides like that, Chase.
Chase rides like that. Chase.
I'm still on Web Daddy
I'm
train.
still on the Webb wagon, dude.
Well,
we're getting to
yeah,
soft
he's got-
tracks. We're
He's got to do it more than once. And once again, the mud factor. What's
Yeah.
going to happen if we get a bunch of mud races? Although Chase is pretty good in the mud.
and I have no idea what this means, but what do you think about the paid pro Feld media making a big deal about Hayden Deegan's donuts?
Don't care.
I don't really know there.
I don't know what that is.
Zach Ruth, not to give another excuse for rider to stay down, but should a 250 rider have a one-time clause, maybe in a contract, where let's say Vial wins the second title, gets forced up, but there's no factory rides open. He can use it to keep a factory ride and stay down, kind of like a job security clause. That would have to be kind of with the promoters, not the contract of your.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's got to be with
I'll be honest
the
with you.
rule makers, not
And-
with the team.
Unless you're winning back-to-back multiple titles, I will stand on this. I think if a 250 guy wants to race his entire career in the 250 class and get paid well for it, I do
think
not
we
give a
That's
shit.
a whole show in itself of the
If
250
you wanna
class
get on
should
that,
just be
dude,
a
look at Kyle
national
Larson driving in the
championship.
fucking truck series.
I don't
Yeah,
give
it's the
two
same
shits,
shit.
man. I do not care. Unless, and like I said, unless this dude is winning like back-to-back Supercross or back-to-back outdoors, if you want to
It's-
stay your entire career and that's what you get paid for, who in the hell are we to say otherwise?
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to go to the 450s, that's your decision.
There's lots to get into.
Like
with
could you
that, which
like
we
once
don't have
again,
time.
could you imagine Shane McElrath on a factory
yeah.
Honda 250 in Supercross at
Oh,
least?
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Definitely be running two handguards.
Running two handguards. Another one from Zach Ruth. I like this one because I actually thought about this the other day. A little off topic from Supercross, but outdoors, should they encourage current tracks to do a redesign every few years or bring in other tracks more often to switch things up?
More other tracks, not the redesigns of some of the regular ones.
I'd like to see redesigns every once in a
I
while.
would too.
I mean,
It depends on where you're talking about, though, because it's not like some of these tracks. I mean, dude,
No, I'm not talking like a full redesign, but there should be
like Redbud does. They redo a section every 2-3 years.
Southwick
Yeah.
has changed some things. Millville has tried to change some things with whatever they're called,
Mount Martin.
Martin. Yeah, Mountain Martin.
There should be
We need new
kind of like what
tracks.
Redbud does in all the tracks, where there's like two sections that they can change every single year, right? Like how they change it
or-
going
yeah.
up to the
Look at
hammer
Hangtown,
and
Or
stuff.
every 3-4 years.
Yeah,
We just need
something
more.
like
We
that.
just need more tracks. The problem with new tracks is, and this is another whole nother show we could talk about. People don't have the money or the infrastructure, or they've tried it in the past, and MX Sports just doesn't have a good relationship with them.
Well, and we all know if you don't have a national and you're a national caliber track, like keeping the lights on is rough.
Right.
If you because most people can't think far enough outside the box. So.
It's like I told you, man. WW Ranch, like they're trying to
That
figure
track
out,
was sick, dude.
they're trying to figure out a way to get a national back there.
What was the situation there? I know. Actually, never mind.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this
Yeah.
up. Byron Kronk. This has been a rough year for Ando. Do we think it is a bike situation, or he's just not comfortable? Anderson has always been known to put in the effort in the offseason.
Bike situation.
Next. Bike situation. He's stuck in a box. He can't do what
unhappy.
Kawasaki wants him to do.
He's unhappy.
He wants to do other things, and Kawasaki won't let him.
Yep.
Listen to the old Jake Weimer interview. He kind of sums it up.
Jake Weimer. Doesn't get credit for how
Nick
good he was.
Furman here. Does Carson Mumford get a fill-in ride for outdoors? I'm going to say no.
Well, he's got a broke leg.
His leg.
Yep. And
no, even if he was healthy.
And
or do we see Mumford on a factory bike in the future?
Nothing against Mumford, but I've heard he's hard to work with.
Unfortunately,
and I'll just leave it at that.
Unfortunately, there's no 250 guys in that position that, in my opinion, you would warrant giving a factory 250 ride to.
100%.
There's too many other factory guys that are on factory teams. Yeah, there's just no. Because, like, once again, Mumford has been struggling in Supercross, and he's not at that level outdoors.
Yep.
So that's it for X.
Cool. That's the Rev X segment. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Want to thank the members again. Check out the members area. You get some exclusive content here with us with the Thirsty Thursdays and the live stream of recording the show. Thanks to everyone who is watching here on the normal show release here. Thanks to you boys for coming in here. We will be back next week again with the full gamut of shows.
Travis decides not to watch the race because it rained.
Yeah, well, that could be a thing too.
Yeah, you're not watching the race, so we don't even need a show next week.
Thanks to Rev X Products. Thanks to NANO XTREME. Thanks to Complete Racing Solutions, Holster Co., Gutter Works, Pro Flo Racing. Thanks all you guys. We will see everybody next week. Later.
Unless it rains.
Thanks for tuning into the Moto Aftermath Show. If you guys like the show, make sure to give us a thumbs up there with that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a show update, a live show, or anything that we're doing here, because when we find out news, we will be on here bringing you our thoughts with it. Also, if you guys want to help support the show, join our members area. You'll get member exclusives, including live shows. You get to watch the show being recorded live, and you'll get all sorts of other member benefits. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Join the members area. Subscribe. We'll see you all on the next one.